Chapter 176. Half a day later. Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao boarded the 5 Sunset Mountains flying ship, heading toward the Saint Emperor city. Since each sect had to send 10 core disciples to participate in the competition, Ivan was also selected to go with the rest. Other than Ivan and the other 10 core disciples of the 5 Sunset Mountain, there were also 10 old ancestors and 10 grand elders. The 5 Sunset Mountains flying ship was an acquired spiritual treasure, inherited from the founder of the sect. Therefore, its speed wasn't slow. With the speed of the 5 Sunset Mountains flying ship, they could reach the Saint Emperor city in 7 days at most. There were many rooms in the flying ship. Lu Yiping spent most of his time in one of the rooms, comprehending the Tao of Darkness in the second piece of the Fortune Jade Disc. Lu Yiping's body was shrouded in a dark light, exuding the coldest and most yin energy in the world. After these days of meditation, he had fully comprehended the Tao of Darkness and cultivated it to perfection. Other than comprehending the Tao of Darkness in the second piece of the Fortune Jade Disc, Lu Yiping spent his time refining the heavenly steel. On this day, suddenly, the flying ship rumbled. The rumbling continued for a long time. Lu Yiping felt strange and came out with Taurus Longjiao to take a look. Demonic aura billowed in front of them, and death aura soared to the sky. Demonic beasts flew out from the mountain range in the distance, attacking the flying ship. Jiang Haidong and the others were trying their best to kill these demonic beasts. Seeing Lu Yiping coming out, Jiang Haidong hurried over. "Lord, what's going on?" Lu Yiping asked. Jiang Haidong said, "The mountain range in the distance is the demonic corpse mountain range. Normally, these demonic beasts wouldn't leave the demonic corpse mountain range. I don't know what's going on today, but all of them came out and attacked the flying ships in a frenzy." Oh! Lu Yiping's eye of lightning punishment appeared on his forehead, passing through the forests and mountains of the demonic corpse mountain range. Finally, he looked at the deepest part of the demonic corpse mountain range. At this time, a tall figure was sitting cross-legged in the deepest part of the demonic corpse mountain range. He was wearing a demonic dragon battle robe, and demonic aura billowed from his body as he played a demonic flute. The flute's music drifted into the minds of the demonic beasts in the demonic corpse mountain range. The demonic beasts that heard the sound of the flute all rushed out of the demonic corpse mountain range as if they had gone mad. They crazily tore apart the passing spaceships. Indifferent smile appeared on Lu Yiping's face. Light surged from his body as a gigantic golden figure appeared behind him. This golden figure towered between heaven and earth. It was unknown how many tens of thousands of feet tall it was. It was like the Emperor of the Heavens, exuding a terrifying heavenly might. When this huge golden figure appeared, the heavens and earth shook. The surrounding space seemed to be on the verge of collapsing as a shocking wave of air swept out. The demonic beasts that were attacking the spaceship were all swept up by the terrifying shockwaves. They were all blasted back or turned into a bloody mist. When the experts from 5 Cloud Mountain who were fighting the demonic beasts saw the Emperor's silhouette behind Lu Yiping and felt the terrifying heavenly might, they were all terrified. Even Jiang Haidong was shocked. What kind of absolute art was this? Just his aura alone was already so terrifying. Moreover, this was only a figure. Heavenly Emperor's hand. Lu Yiping's cold voice resounded through heaven and earth. Following Lu Yiping's cold voice, the Emperor's silhouette that towered between heaven and earth abruptly slammed his palm into the depths of the demonic corpse mountain range. In an instant, the space within 100,000 miles shook violently. A huge palm appeared in the sky above the demonic corpse mountain range. Golden light swirled around this huge palm as primordial divine runes condensed into the palm's lines. Before the palm fell, a terrifying primordial heavenly might poured out from the center of the palm, suppressing the heavens. The tall figure that was playing the demonic flute and controlling the demonic beasts to attack the human race's spaceships was enjoying himself when he suddenly felt the terrifying heavenly might. Then, He saw a gigantic golden palm above his head. After a moment of shock, his eyes were filled with fear as he tried to flee. Just as he was about to flee, the gigantic golden palm came crashing down. Boom! The heavenly golden palm came crashing down. Before the palm print fell, a terrifying force passed through the layers of space and blasted on his body, smashing him into the ground. Then, the golden palm print came crashing down with the force of a primordial divine mountain. Bang! Countless peaks in the demonic corpse mountain range that spanned tens of thousands of miles shook violently. A gigantic palm print landed on the ground in the deepest part of the demonic corpse mountain range, turning the surrounding peaks into fine powder. Countless demonic beasts were blasted into blood in an instant. Blood splattered everywhere, dyeing the ground in the deepest part of the demonic corpse mountain range red. The dense demonic aura in the depths of the demonic corpse mountain range that never dissipated all year round burst out. There was not a trace of demonic aura left in the area covered by the palm print. On the spaceship, Jiang Haidong and the others were dumbfounded as they looked at the gigantic golden palm that blasted into the depths of the demonic corpse mountain range. Although they could not see the current situation in the depths of the demonic corpse mountain range, they could imagine that the palm print could raise the demonic corpse mountain range to the ground. Looking at Lu Yiping, the fear in their eyes deepened. A Saint Devil Master was this terrifying? Lu Yiping's expression was indifferent. The towering figure behind him that exuded heavenly might dissipated. This was the Heavenly Emperor's secret art he had comprehended in the Heavenly Steel's main steel, the Heavenly Emperor's hand. Although its power was far inferior to his creation divine fist, its power was still acceptable. Then, Lu Yiping made a grabbing motion in the void, pulling the flute-playing expert from the depths of the demonic corpse mountain range to his front. Although Lu Yiping had controlled his strength and killed countless demonic beasts in the depths of the demonic corpse mountain range, he still left the expert with a few breaths of life. Seeing the expert Lu Yiping brought out from the depths of the demonic corpse mountain range, Jiang Haidong's face tightened. It's the Heavenly Beast Archdevil Venerable. Heavenly Beast Archdevil Venerable? Lu Yiping asked. Jiang Haidong hurriedly explained, replying to Lord, this Heavenly Beast Archdevil Venerable is an expert under the Devil Dragon Palace's long gang. He is also an expert from the Heaven War era. He obtained a beast-taming art from the Middle Ages and cultivated it to a high realm, allowing him to control all beasts in the world. Caught in Lu Yiping's hand, the dying Heaven Beast Demon Venerable looked at Lu Yiping in fear. Who are you? Lu Yiping. Lu Yiping replied indifferently. It's you. The Heavenly Beast Archdevil Venerable's voice trembled. Lu Yiping directly searched the Heavenly Beast Archdevil Venerable's soul. After searching his soul, a flame burned the Heavenly Beast Archdevil Venerable to ashes. When Jiang Haidong and the others saw Lu Yiping burning the Heavenly Beast Archdevil Venerable to ashes, complicated expressions appeared on their faces. The Heavenly Beast Archdevil Venerable was one of the 10 Archdevil generals under the Devil Dragon Palace's long gang. His strength had reached the peak late-stage World Lord realm, and he could break through to the World Lord realm at any time. But now, not even his ashes were left behind. Without the Heavenly Beast Archdevil Venerable's control, all the demonic beasts retreated back to the demonic corpse mountain range, and the flying ship continued forward. Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao stood at the front of the flying ship, while Jiang Haidong stood behind Lu Yiping. Other than this Heavenly Beast Archdevil Venerable, Long Gang also sent 3 other Archdevil generals to guard the path humans must pass through to the Saint Emperor City to ambush and kill human experts. Lu Yiping said. Jiang Haidong was shocked, doesn't that mean the other 3 human experts are in danger? Chapter 177. The Eye of Thunder punishment appeared between Lu Yiping's eyebrows, and he suddenly threw a punch into the void. The fist force broke through the air, instantly breaking through layers of space, and then passed through layers of space. Somewhere in the Heavenly Demon region, when the demon general under Long Gang, Suicide Demon Emperor, was besieging the masters of the Jingyi school with his subordinates, he suddenly felt a terrifying force passing through layers of space. He couldn't help but be shocked. As soon as he turned around, he saw a mountain-like fist print suddenly blasting out from the void. Before he could react, he was hit by the mountain-like fist. There was a loud bang. The suicide demon emperor and the masters of the demon clan around him were all blown up. The masters of the Jingyi school, who were being killed by the suicide demon emperor, were all stunned when they saw the suicide demon emperor and a group of masters of the demon clan being blown up by the fist print that broke through the air. Looking at the bloody rain, Sun Xiaofei, the young master of the Jingyi school, said in a daze, "Suicide demon emperor, he's not really dead, is he?" However, all the masters of the Jingyi school could not sense the aura of the suicide demon emperor and the masters of the demon clan. It seems that he's really dead. Sun Mu, the sect master of the Jingyi school, swallowed. An overlord who was infinitely close to becoming a plain master was killed by a fist print that suddenly broke through the air. The people of the Jingyi school were stunned for a long time. On the flying ship of the Wuxia mountain, Lu Yiping threw out 2 more punches in succession before he stopped. Almost all the forces of the human clan were concentrated in the heavenly demon region, so this time, Long Gang had sent the heavenly beast demon Venerable, the suicide demon emperor, and the 4 demon generals to guard the heavenly demon region. The other 3 places were not far from the demon corpse mountain range. Jiang Haidong, who was standing behind Lu Yiping, saw Lu Yiping stop after throwing out 3 punches. He couldn't help but be puzzled. He didn't understand why Lu Yiping suddenly threw 3 punches into the void. "Let's go and continue to the Holy Emperor City," Lu Yiping said. "But the masters of the other 3 places, should we go over to support and inform them?" Jiang Haidong asked carefully. "They're fine." Lu Yiping shook his head. "Fine." Jiang Haidong was puzzled. Just now, didn't Lu Yiping say that Long Gang had sent 3 other demon generals to kill the human experts in the other 3 places? Why was he fine again? However, despite his doubts, he did not dare to question Lu Yiping. The flying ship continued to fly towards the Saint Emperor City. Nothing happened along the way. A few days later, the Saint Emperor City came into view. The Saint Royal City was located on the tallest and largest peak of the Starcloud mountain range. Looking from afar, the Saint Royal City stood tall in the sea of clouds, emitting a faint glow and an inviolable aura. The Saint Royal City had stood tall since the ancient times, and it had always been the holy land of the human clan in the Netherworld prison. The Saint Royal Mansion in the Saint Royal City had been passed down since ancient times, and had existed for nearly 100 generations. Saint Royal City. Taurus Longjiao looked at the Saint Royal City in the sea of clouds and sighed. Jiang Haidong and the group of masters from the 5 Cloud Mountain looked at the Saint Emperor City in the distance with a pious look on their faces. Jiang Haidong said, "I heard that Lord Yushu once followed the Lord of the Era. Chen Yushu was the first Saint Emperor of the human clan in the Netherworld prison. He was also one of the top 10 experts during the Lord of the Myriad Gods era." The Lord of the Era? Lu Yiping muttered inwardly. He had almost forgotten this title. In the ancient times, he had many titles. For example, his current titles were the Ancestor of Lightning Punishment, the Master of Saint Devil. The Lord of the Era was just one of the titles he had in the ancient times. The ancient times had a total of 9 million years, and there were dozens of eras. He had a title in almost every era. The Lord of the Era was just a title he had in the Lord of the Myriad Gods era. He lived in seclusion in the Holy Forest. People only knew that the Lord of the Era lived in seclusion in the Holy Forest, but they did not know that he had many titles and identities before the Lord of the Era. In fact, strictly speaking, he was not an ancient cultivator. He was only active in the ancient times. Jiang Haidong and the others stopped the flying ship in front of the Saint Royal City and got off. Keeping the flying ship, they entered the city with Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. The Saint Royal City was very big, and the streets were very wide, even wider than the streets of Tiandu City. However, people came and went, and it was extremely bustling, so it did not feel empty. Have you heard? The suicide demon emperor is dead. Just as everyone was walking with the crowd, the passing experts discussed. The suicide demon emperor of the demonic dragon palace? That's impossible. It's absolutely true. During this human clan conference, the suicide demon emperor led the experts of the demonic dragon palace to intercept the Zhenyi school halfway. Originally, everyone in the Zhenyi school thought that they were going to die. Suddenly, a terrifying fist mark came from the void and blasted the suicide demon emperor and hundreds of demon experts present. At that time, the blood drifted hundreds of miles away. An expert's saliva flew everywhere. Not only the suicide demon emperor, I heard that even the Scarlet Abyss demon lord and the experts of the demonic dragon palace were besieging the Blue Rainbow sect and were also killed by a terrifying fist mark. The Scarlet Abyss demon lord didn't even have time to fart before he died. There was also the White Bone demon commander and the experts of the demonic dragon palace who were besieging the Gold Sun sect. They were also blasted apart by a terrifying fist mark. I heard that the White Bone demon commander's bird was blown away. Everyone talked endlessly as if they had seen it with their own eyes. Ivan and the other female disciples of the Five Clouds Mountain blushed when they heard this. Jiang Haidong's heart trembled violently. The suicide demon emperor, the Scarlet Abyss demon lord, and the White Bone demon commander were all killed by a terrifying fist mark. He couldn't help but think of Lu Yiping's 3 punches into the void at that time. At that time, he also asked Lu Yiping if he wanted to support the other 3 human experts, but Lu Yiping said that they were fine. Could it be? The more Jiang Haidong thought about it, the more shocked he was. He looked at Lu Yiping with more and more awe. Suddenly, Lu Yiping stopped and said to Jiang Haidong, "You guys go to the Saint Royal Mansion first. I'll look for you later." Jiang Haidong was taken aback, but he immediately responded respectfully. Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao walked away. Jiang Haidong and the group of 5 Clouds Mountains experts bowed respectfully. After Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao disappeared, Jiang Haidong and the rest headed to the Saint Royal Mansion. After Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao left, they arrived at a mansion in the southern part of the city. According to the information provided by the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion, the Jade Fan School Chief's personal disciple, Zhu Lang, was hiding in this mansion. At this time, the Jade Fan School Chief's personal disciple, Zhu Lang, was drinking and chatting merrily with the Saint Royal Mansion's core disciple, Chen Zhongtao. Zhu Lang pushed a spatial ring in front of Chen Zhongtao and said with a smile, "Brother Zhongtao, this is a small token of my appreciation. When Miss Chen Hanshua meets, I hope you can put in a few good words for her and introduce her to me." Chen Zhongtao opened the spatial ring and saw that it was filled with heaven-grade spirit stones. He couldn't help laughing heartily. "Brother Zhu Lang is too polite. You and I are brothers, your matter is my matter. Don't worry, my cousin is holding an alchemy conference tomorrow. I'll bring you along and introduce you to her." "Many thanks, brother." Zhu Lang laughed heartily. Chen Hanshue was the Saint Royal Mansion's current Saint Emperor's daughter, as well as the human race's holy maiden. Chapter 178. Chen Zhongtao smiled, "Like I said, brother, your business is my business." Zhu Lang smiled, "I heard that Miss Han Shue's alchemy skills have not only reached the heaven and earth alchemy realm, but even her zither skills have reached the zither immortal realm. Moreover, her painting and array skills have also reached astonishing heights." Chen Zhongtao smiled, "That's right, my cousin's talent has surpassed every previous holy maiden of the human race. She's proficient in everything, especially her alchemy skills. Senior Pill Ancestor praised her, saying that it won't be long before my cousin's alchemy skills surpass his." Zhu Lang's eyes lit up. The holy maiden is not only beautiful, but her alchemy, zither, painting, and array skills are also amazing. I wonder which man in this world will be lucky enough to obtain the holy maiden's favor. Chen Zhongtao smiled, Brother Zhu Lang's alchemy skills are not inferior to my cousin's, and your painting skills are also very high. I think Brother Zhu Lang is worthy of my cousin. Tomorrow, I will introduce Brother Zhu Lang to her. Brother Zhu Lang will definitely win my cousin's heart. Zhu Lang laughed heartily, I'll accept Brother Chen Zhongtao's auspicious words. At that time, if I can tie the knot with Miss Han Shui, I will definitely thank Brother Chen Zhongtao. The two exchanged pleasantries. Chen Zhongtao paused for a moment, then said, I heard that heaven-battling city's Qi Huai will also participate in my cousin's alchemy conference tomorrow. Zhu Lang frowned, Qi Huai. Qi Huai was Qi Ao Shi's nephew, born with golden flame eyes, unparalleled alchemy skills, and outstanding strength. At this time, a figure was suddenly thrown into the hall, slamming heavily into the hall. Zhu Lang took a look and saw that the person thrown into the hall was his subordinate. Seeing this, his face sank, Who is it? Get out here. Just as his words fell, a blue-robed young man and a 2-meter-tall golden retriever walked in. It's you. Zhu Lang's face changed greatly. Previously, he had seen Lu Yiping demolishing the matchless tavern in the ancient mystic city with his own eyes. At that time, he didn't know Lu Yiping's identity. Later on, he heard that it was Lu Yiping who demolished the matchless tavern in the ancient mystery city. Later on, the matter of the heavenly steel town spread throughout the Zhejian. Later on, the name of the ancestor of thunder punishment and the master of Saint Devil spread throughout the Zhejian, the nether prison and the divine land. Chen Zhongtao didn't recognize Lu Yiping. Seeing that Lu Yiping had not only barged into Zhu Lang's residence, but also injured Zhu Lang's subordinates, Chen Zhongtao couldn't help but get up in anger. Who are you? You've got guts. Don't you know this is the Saint Emperor city? How dare you trespass into my brother's residence? Speaking up to this point, he was still angry. Speak. Which clan are you from? He wanted to shout again, but Taurus Longjiao sent him flying with a slap. Get the hell out of here. Chen Zhongtao was sent flying and landed outside the mansion. He felt dizzy and disoriented. He stood up, shocked and angry. However, although he had a fiery temper and was arrogant, it didn't mean he was a fool. Knowing that he was no match for Taurus Longjiao, he shouted into the mansion, Brother Zhu Lang, I'm going back to the Saint Emperor mansion to invite experts. With that, he left. Seeing Chen Zhongtao slip away, Taurus Longjiao laughed, this kid is smart. Zhu Lang looked at Lu Yiping and took a deep breath, trying to suppress the fear in his heart. He bowed to Lu Yiping, Jade Fan school disciple Zhu Lang greets Lord Lu Yiping. Then, he asked fearfully, may I know why Lord Lu is looking for me? He guessed uneasily, could it be that the fanless school had offended Lu Yiping? You don't have to be afraid. Lu Yiping saw that Zhu Lang was frightened and said, I'm here to ask you about the jade-faced wolf lord's whereabouts. Grand Ancestor. Zhu Lang's expression changed. Could it be that the Grand Ancestor had offended Lu Yiping? May I know why Lord Lu is looking for my Grand Ancestor? Zhu Lang felt uneasy and asked carefully in a weak voice. Lu Yiping didn't hide anything. Back then, your Grand Ancestor destroyed the Purple Lightning Palace. I want to know about the Purple Lightning Palace's patriarch, Huang Yuandong. So that's what it was about. Zhu Lang relaxed and then said awkwardly, Lord, although I'm the personal disciple of the Jade Fan School's sect master, I really don't know the Grand Ancestor's whereabouts. I've only seen him from afar for so many years. He continued, however, I know someone who should know the Grand Ancestor's whereabouts. At this point, he stopped. Taurus Longjiao's gaze was unfriendly. Zhu Lang hurriedly continued, my Grand Ancestor's grandson has also come to Saint Emperor City. He should know the Grand Ancestor's whereabouts. Oh. Lu Yiping was surprised. However, I don't know where my Grand Ancestor's grandson is. but I know that he will be attending the Saintess Chen Hanshue's alchemy conference tomorrow, Zhu Lang said. Since you know that he's come to Saint Emperor City, didn't you contact him? Taurus Longjiao looked at him suspiciously. Zhu Lang hurriedly said, Lord, I really don't know where he is in Saint Emperor City, but I can guarantee that he will definitely attend the Saintess Chen Hanshue's alchemy conference tomorrow. Are you so sure that he will attend the Saintess alchemy conference tomorrow? Taurus Longjiao asked. Zhu Lang explained, Miss Chen Hanshue seems to have obtained an item from the primeval heavenly court. He wants to get close to Miss Chen Hanshue and obtain it. An item from the primeval heavenly court. Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao exchanged glances. Zhu Lang nodded, yes, but I don't know what it is exactly. Lu Yiping asked a few more questions. He did not make things difficult for the other party and left with the dragon horn golden bull. Could it be the heaven-suppressing ruler? After they came out, Taurus Longjiao asked. The heaven-suppressing ruler was the heavenly emperor's weapon, and also the key to opening the primeval heavenly court's treasury. After the primeval heavenly court's destruction, the primeval heavenly court's treasury had always been a mystery. However, according to the legends, whoever obtained the heaven-suppressing ruler would be able to find the primeval heavenly court's treasury. Lu Yiping shook his head, it shouldn't be. The two chatted as they walked, and soon, they arrived at the Saint Emperor Manor. Jiang Haidong came out early to welcome Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. The Five Sunset Mountain was one of the Sky Devil region's largest human forces, ranked 9th among the Nether Prison's human forces. Therefore, the Saint Emperor Manor arranged a good residence for the Five Sunset Mountain. However, when Jiang Haidong led Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao to the residence, they ran into Sun Mu and a group of experts of the Zhengyi school. The Zhengyi school ranked 8th among the human forces, so their residence was close to the Five Sunset Mountain. Senior Jiang. Sun Mu and the others saw Jiang Haidong and cupped their fists with a smile. Their eyes fell on Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. Who are these two? They don't look familiar. Are they disciples of the Five Sunset Mountain? Jiang Haidong frowned. The human race was not united. The Zhengyi school and the Five Sunset Mountain had always been at odds. Recently, the devil race has been rampant. The Saint Emperor Manor has stipulated that in order to prevent the devil race experts from sneaking into the Saint Emperor Manor, each sect can only bring their disciples into the Saint Emperor Manor. Senior Jiang, have you forgotten this rule? Sun Mu asked again. Jiang Haidong's expression changed. Was Sun Mu insinuating that Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao might be devil race spies? Chapter 179. Sun Mu, shut up. Jiang Haidong shouted angrily. The sect master Sun Mu didn't know Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao's identities, but he knew. Seeing Jiang Haidong's flustered and exasperated appearance, Sun Mu and the other Zhengyi sect experts were stunned. Sun Mu looked at Lu Yiping in bewilderment. Taurus Longjiao, why is Jiang Haidong so nervous? Are these two people really from the devil race? Sun Mu smiled, Senior Jiang, why are you so nervous? I was just casually speaking. Then, he added meaningfully, however, I didn't expect Senior Jiang to be so nervous. Are these two people really from the devil race? Hearing this, Jiang Haidong's expression changed even more. He glared at Sun Mu with murderous intent. He wished he could strangle Sun Mu to death right now. At this time, a small fish appeared in Taurus Longjiao's hand. Taurus Longjiao made a pose as if he was playing a baseball. He clapped his hands with the small fish and smiled at Sun Mu, whether we're from the devil race or not, you can come over and verify. Sun Mu, Sun Xiaofei, and the others looked at the small fish in Taurus Longjiao's hand and couldn't help but feel puzzled. They didn't understand why this guy suddenly took out such a small fish. Verification. Sun Xiaofei said coldly, don't worry, there will be people from the Saint Royal Mansion coming to verify for you. In the distance, a group of experts walked over. Great Commander Zhao Wei, you came at the right time. Sun Mu saw the newcomers and said, according to the Saint Royal Mansion's rules, sects are not allowed to bring outsiders into the Saint Royal Mansion, but now, Senior Jiang has brought 2 outsiders into the Saint Royal Mansion. The newcomers were the Saint Royal Mansion's guards. The one leading them was the Great Commander, a peak late-stage heavenly god realm master. The Great Commander's status in the Saint Royal Mansion was not low. Zhao Wei was surprised and also looked at Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao in bewilderment. He stopped in front of Jiang Haidong and said politely, Senior Jiang, you know the Saint Royal Mansion's rules, so we have to check these 2 people's identities. Jiang Haidong was in a dilemma. Lu Yiping looked at Zhao Wei and said indifferently, how do you want to check? Zhao Wei glanced at Jiang Haidong. Seeing that Jiang Haidong didn't say anything, he couldn't help but feel puzzled. He said to Lu Yiping, which sect are you 2 from? Please show me your identity card. Lu Yiping casually took out a piece from the cauldron of heaven and earth and threw it to Zhao Wei. The token was purple gold in color. When Zhao Wei saw it, his hand trembled and he jumped in fright. Unparalleled tavern. What? The Wushuang Tavern. Sun Mu and the experts of the Zhenyi school were also shocked. Although the Saint Royal Mansion was the strongest human force in the Nether Prison, it was still a far cry from the Jiutian Wushuang Tavern. Especially after the recent annihilation of the Kunpeng Divine Sect, Taiching Sword School, Heavenly Beast Sect, and Hundred Changing Gate, the Wushuang Tavern and Guiyuan Sword School had swallowed up the 4 major sects, and their power had soared. So, it's the brothers from the Gu family of the Wushuang Tavern. Zhao Wei hurriedly returned the token to Lu Yiping and smiled apologetically, there was a misunderstanding just now. We were just acting according to the rules, please don't take offense. The purple gold token could only be held by the Gu family of the Wushuang Tavern. That was why Zhao Wei was so polite. Then, can we go in? Lu Yiping asked indifferently. Zhao Wei hurriedly said, of course, we're all human brothers. Our Saint Royal Mansion can't wait to welcome the brothers of the Gu family of the Wushuang Tavern. Lu Yiping nodded and walked in with Jiang Haidong. When the golden horn ox passed in front of Sun Mu, it waved at Little Fishy and grinned. Seeing Lu Yiping, Taurus Longjiao, and Jiang Haidong enter the palace, Sun Mu asked Zhao Wei, Commander Zhao Wei, is that token real? Zhao Wei knew what Sun Mu wanted to say and said, the token is real, and Wine Sage Wushuang's soul brand is still there. If someone else snatched the token of the Gu family's master, Wine Sage Wushuang's soul brand would automatically disappear. Therefore, no one else could use the Gu family's token. Since these 2 are not from the demon race, why was Jiang Haidong so nervous just now? Sun Xiaofei, the young master of the Zhenyi school, asked doubtfully. Zhao Wei said, maybe they came this time because they don't want others to know their identities. Then, he led the guards away. Sun Mu looked in the direction Lu Yiping's group disappeared and asked doubtfully, they don't want others to know their identities? Sun Xiaofei said, Father, don't you have a friend who is a guest grand elder at the Wushuang Tavern? Why don't you ask your friend if he knows these 2 people? Sun Mu nodded. After Lu Yiping entered the 5 Cloud Mountains residence, he asked Jiang Haidong, are there any disciples from the 5 Cloud Mountain invited to Chen Hanshue's alchemy conference tomorrow? Alchemy conference? Jiang Haidong didn't expect Lu Yiping to suddenly ask about this. Lord, I'll ask now. Jiang Haidong said and then summoned the 5 Cloud Mountains experts to ask about this matter. Ancestor, I received an invitation from Her Highness the Holy Maiden. A female Grand Elder of the 5 Cloud Mountain stepped forward and said. This female Grand Elder of the 5 Cloud Mountain was a delicate beauty with fair skin. Her name was Lin Yingqiu, and when she stepped forward to answer, she was quite nervous. Lu Yiping asked, can you bring people to tomorrow's alchemy conference? Lin Yingqiu was stunned. Lord wants to participate in tomorrow's alchemy conference. Jiang Haidong asked carefully. Lu Yiping nodded and didn't explain further. Lin Yingqiu said nervously, Her Highness the Holy Maiden didn't say that we can't bring other people in. It should be possible. And, then when you go tomorrow, bring the two of us with you. Lu Yiping said. Seeing her nervous expression, he smiled and said, I won't eat you. Why are you so nervous? Lin Yingqiu's chest thumped when she heard this. After a while, when everyone was about to leave, Lu Yiping stopped Ivan and asked her to stay. Then, he passed Tao Yifeng's spatial divine tool to her and said, This is your master's spatial divine tool. There are many things your grandfather left behind in it. Ivan's pretty face turned pale when she heard this. My condolences, Lu Yiping said. Ivan took the spatial divine tool and nodded silently. She didn't say anything and bowed to Lu Yiping and Jiang Haidong. Then, she walked out of the palace, looking extremely lonely. The next day, 5 Sunset Mountains Grand Elder, Lin Yingqiu, came to invite Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. The two of them followed Lin Yingqiu to Lin Hanshue's residence. When they arrived, many human disciples had already gathered in the residence. The Zhengyi School's junior sect master, Sun Xiaofei, Chen Zhongtao, and Zhu Lang were gathered together and chatting. Chen Zhongtao said to Zhu Lang, Brother Zhu Lang, those two people didn't do anything to you yesterday, right? Who are they? Then, he said hatefully, If I see those two again, I'll beat them into pulp. As he spoke, he suddenly stopped. He saw Lin Yingqiu walking in with Lu Yiping and Jiang Haidong. Sun Xiaofei was also stunned when he saw Lu Yiping. Zhu Lang, on the other hand, took a step back. Chapter 180. It's them. Sun Xiaofei was surprised. Seeing Sun Xiaofei's expression, Chen Zhongtao couldn't help asking, You know them? They are the Wushuang Tavern's Gu family disciples. Sun Xiaofei answered. What, the Wushuang Tavern's Gu family disciples? Chen Zhongtao was shocked. That's right. Sun Xiaofei recounted what happened yesterday. The purple gold Gu family disciple token. Chen Zhongtao was even more shocked. He looked at Zhu Lang at the side and saw the fear on Zhu Lang's face. He was even more surprised, Brother Zhu Lang, you know they are the Wushuang Tavern's Gu family disciples. Zhu Lang felt bitter in his heart. Gu family disciples. How could they be Gu family disciples, but the Gu family's ancestor's martial ancestor? However, he did not introduce them to Sun Xiaofei and Chen Zhongtao, merely nodding at them, they are from the Wushuang Tavern. The Gu family's ancestor, Gu Wushuang's martial ancestor, could be considered a member of the Wushuang Tavern. Chen Zhongtao's expression darkened. After Lu Yiping and Lin Yingqiu entered, they scanned the crowd and found that there were already 70 to 80 people present. It was quite a big crowd, but most of them were from the younger generation. Their strengths were not high, mostly early heavenly god realm, and some were true god realm. Lu Yiping spotted Zhu Lang hiding in the crowd. You, come here. Lu Yiping said to Zhu Lang hiding in the crowd. Zhu Lang trembled slightly, but he braced himself and walked out. He stopped in front of Lu Yiping, smiling, Lord, you're here. Where's Hao Yanyu? Lu Yiping asked. Zhu Lang's gaze swept over the crowd, smiling wryly, he's not here yet. He quickly added, but don't worry, Lord, he will definitely come, he will definitely come. Chen Zhongtao and Sun Xiaofei were even more bewildered seeing Zhu Lang's reverence in front of Lu Yiping. Those who knew Zhu Lang whispered in each other's ears. Who is this person? Even the Jade Fan sect's Zhu Lang is so respectful. The younger generation was curious, and there was no lack of female disciples at the scene. They looked at Lu Yiping with sparkling eyes and inquired about Lu Yiping's identity. When these female disciples heard that Lu Yiping was a disciple of the unparalleled Tavern's Gu family, they became even more restless. Lu Yiping wore a light blue robe, but it was unknown what material this robe was made of, but it was suffused with a divine splendor. Lu Yiping's hair draped over his shoulders was like strands of black jade, sparkling and translucent. His eyes were as deep as the starry sky, and his every movement carried an indescribable temperament. That face looked as if it had been carved by the god of creation. It was perfect, and the more one looked at it, the more one would be drawn in. It was no wonder that these female disciples were so moved. Lu Yiping said to Zhu Lang, "Go ahead." Zhu Lang bowed as if he had been pardoned and then hid back into the crowd. Inside the mansion's inner hall, the human race's holy maiden Chen Hanxue was discussing alchemy with Qi Huai from Heaven Battling City and another young man holding a jade fan. This young man with a jade fan was the jade-faced Wolf Lord's grandson, Hao Yanyu. The three of them were engrossed in their conversation when they suddenly heard a commotion outside, causing them to stop. Chen Hanxue felt strange, so she summoned the maid outside and asked what was going on. "It's the Gu family's disciple who came to the Unparalleled Tavern." The maid said, "I heard that this Gu family's disciple's identity is not simple. He has the Unparalleled Wine Sage's purple gold token." She hesitated for a moment before adding, "And that person is very handsome." "Very handsome?" Chen Hanxue was stunned, then a smile appeared on her face. Nowadays, there were still people who cared about appearances. She glanced at Qi Huai and Hao Yanyu. In terms of handsomeness, these two were also very handsome. Chen Hanxue smiled at Qi Huai and Hao Yanyu, "Two young masters, shall we go out and take a look?" Qi Huai and Hao Yanyu nodded. The two of them were also curious about the Unparalleled Wine Sage's purple gold token. Thus, the three of them stood up and walked out from the inner hall, heading to the courtyard outside. Inside the courtyard, Lu Yiping's gaze fell on a stone tablet at the corner of the courtyard. Taurus Longjiao also saw this stone tablet. "This is an artifact from the archaic heavenly court." Taurus Longjiao was surprised. The material of this stone tablet was exactly the same as the heavenly steel they had obtained earlier. Lu Yiping didn't care about the gazes of the female disciples in the courtyard. He walked up to the stone tablet and looked at it. What surprised Lu Yiping was that this stone tablet actually recorded a piece of Zither Dao. Moreover, it was passed down from the archaic heavenly court's Ministry of Rites. Although it wasn't a rare treasure, it was still hard to come by. He didn't expect Chen Hanxue to place this stone tablet here. "This is the Zither Dao?" Taurus Longjiao asked. Lu Yiping grunted in agreement, then looked at the stone tablet. While Lu Yiping was looking at it, the stone tablet suddenly lit up, and one word after another lit up. This stone tablet was an artifact from the archaic heavenly court, and it had a spiritual nature. If one could comprehend the Zither Dao contained within, then the stone tablet would become brighter and brighter. The more one comprehended, the brighter the stone tablet would become. Chen Zhongtao, Sun Xiaofei, and the others were surprised to see the stone tablet lit up on its own. "What's going on?" Sun Xiaofei asked, puzzled. Chen Zhongtao shook his head, "I don't know. This stone tablet was placed there by my cousin, and it hasn't moved for a long time. Many people have looked at it, but they couldn't figure out the reason." Lu Yiping looked at it, and it actually lit up. Chen Hanxue, Qi Huai, and Hao Yanyu were just walking out of the courtyard when they saw the stone tablet lit up. Moreover, Chen Hanxue's beautiful eyes were filled with astonishment when she saw the 3 lines of words lit up. Others might not know about this stone tablet, but she did. This stone tablet was an artifact from the archaic heavenly court, and it recorded a piece of Zither Dao. She had studied this piece of Zither Dao for many years, and only then did she manage to light up the first 4 lines. There were still over 20 lines that she couldn't comprehend. This young man who came to participate in the Grand Alchemy Conference had actually comprehended 3 lines of Zither Dao. "Who is he?" Chen Hanxue asked the maid beside her. The maid quickly answered, "He's the Gu family's disciple from the Wushuang Tavern." "It's him." Chen Hanxue was surprised. Seeing Chen Hanxue's shocked expression, Qi Huai couldn't help asking, "Miss Hanxue, is there something special about this stone tablet?" Chen Hanxue hesitated for a moment, then said, "This stone tablet records a piece of Zither Tao, and it's extremely profound. The more you comprehend, the brighter the stone tablet. I studied it for several hundred years, but I only managed to comprehend a little bit, and only made 4 lines of words light up. I didn't expect this Gu family's disciple to light up 3 lines of words in just a short while." Qi Huai and Hao Lianyu were inwardly shocked. Chen Hanxue had studied it for several hundred years, and only managed to make 4 lines of words light up. Now, this Gu family's disciple managed to make 3 lines of words light up in less than an hour. Hao Lianyu said, "Miss Hanxue, don't belittle yourself. Who doesn't know that your alchemy Tao is unparalleled in Zither Tao? Even with your Zither Tao, you only managed to make 4 lines of words light up. This Gu family's disciple can at most make 3 lines of words light up." But just as his words fell, all 4 lines of words on the stone tablet lit up. Chapter 181. 4 Elements. As if something was stuck in Hao Lianyu's throat, she couldn't utter a word. Qi Huai was equally shocked. As for Chen Hanxue, she was even more shocked. Compared to the others, she was the clearest about the origin of this stone steel, and she was even more aware of the profound Zither Tao in this stone steel. When she was trying to comprehend this stone steel, she had consulted many Zither experts in the Saint Royal Manor, including her father, but he only managed to comprehend 4 elements. Moreover, it took several hundred years. But this Gu family disciple actually managed to comprehend 4 elements in less than an hour. She found it hard to believe. Was there really such a Zither genius in this world? The conversation between Chen Hanxue, Qi Huai, and Hao Lianyu was heard by everyone present. The female disciples' eyes shone brightly as they stared at Lu Yiping. Sun Xiaofei was surprised. "I didn't expect this guy's Zither Tao talent to be so high." Chen Zhongtao said solemnly, "It's just 4 elements. My cousin has also comprehended 4 elements. Even if he has comprehended 4 elements, it's nothing." Suddenly, the 5th row of words lit up, and all of them lit up at once. When the 5th row of words lit up, the entire stone steel buzzed, and a mysterious pattern emerged. Chen Hanxue's eyes widened when she saw this mysterious pattern, and she faintly thought of a possibility. What kind of pattern is this? Is it the stone steel's artifact spirit? Hao Lianyu was puzzled. It's not an artifact spirit. Qi Huai shook his head. It should be a pattern formed by the Zither Tao energy in the stone steel that was activated. In fact, he wasn't very sure if it was. Qi Huai sighed. "I didn't expect this Gu family disciple's Zither Tao talent to be so high." Hao Lianyu saw that Chen Hanxue was staring at Lu Yiping without blinking. She couldn't help but feel uncomfortable. She said, "This Gu clan disciple might have comprehended the Zither Tao in the stone tablet before. That's why he could comprehend it so quickly. In addition, I think his limit is the 5 elements." Chen Hanxue also said, "My master, Han Hua, once said that in this world, no matter how high one's Guqin Dao is or how talented one is, they can only comprehend the 5 elements of the Guqin Dao in their lifetime. No one can comprehend the 6th row." Qi Huai was shocked. "Is it Senior Han Hua who is known as the 100 Phoenix Zither Fairy? Baihuang Zither Immortal?" In the Netherworld prison, the Zither Tao was definitely one of the top 3. He never thought that Chen Hanxue would be accepted as a disciple by Han Hua. Hao Lianyu was also very surprised. Chen Hanxue nodded. "That's right. My master, Han Hua, is the Zither Fairy." She firmly believed in her master's words. This stone tablet was an item from the immemorial celestial court, and comprehending the 5 elements was already the limit. Since even Senior Baihuang Zither Immortal has said so, it can't be fake, Hao Lianyu said. Just as Chen Hanxue was about to speak, her eyes suddenly widened in shock. The 6th row of words on the stone tablet actually began to light up. In the span of a breath, the 6th row of the stone steel lit up. Furthermore, it was so bright that it was glowing. Chen Hanxue was stunned. Both Qi Huai and Hao Lianyu were dumbfounded. Didn't Chen Hanxue say that even Senior Bai Huang Zither Immortal said that in this world, one could only comprehend the 5 elements? Chen Hanxue stared blankly at the glowing 6th line. Could it be that her master was wrong? In today's world, the true limit is the 6 elements. Right at this moment, the 7th row of the stone steel lit up one by one, and the light was blinding. The stone steel's light intensified. The blurry mysterious diagram became clearer and more solid. Chen Hanxue was dumbfounded. The limit was not the 6 elements, but the 7 elements. At this time, the 8th row lit up. The stone steel's light had already illuminated the courtyard. Even the sunlight was blocked by the stone steel's light. Sun Xiaofei's throat quivered. Holy Maiden only comprehended 4 elements, but this Gu family disciple comprehended 8 elements. Isn't this too fake? Fake. Many of the disciples present were also doubtful. Everyone knew that other than alchemy, Holy Maiden Chen Hanxue's greatest talent was Zither Dao. Even Chen Hanxue only comprehended 4 elements, yet this Gu family disciple comprehended 8 elements. Before many people's doubtful eyes, the stone steel soon reached the 10th row. At this time, the stone steel's light had already filled the entire courtyard, so much so that it even reached the outside. The mysterious diagram became clearer and more solid. Chen Hanxue's shock reached its limit. This Gu family disciple actually comprehended 10 elements in less than an hour. Moreover, from the looks of it, 10 elements wasn't his limit. Then, how many elements was his limit? Before everyone's eyes, the stone steel's words quickly reached the 20th row. When the 20th row lit up, everyone held their breaths. Even Chen Hanxue became nervous. The stone steel had a total of 27 rows. There were only 7 rows left. As long as this Gu family disciple comprehended 7 more, then he could completely comprehend the stone steel Zither Dao. At that time, what would happen? This Gu family disciple can't possibly comprehend all 27 elements, right? Sun Xiaofei stuttered. 27 elements. And Holy Maiden Chen Hanxue only comprehended 4 elements. Many people couldn't help but look at Chen Hanxue. Finally, the 26th row lit up. When the 26th row lit up, everyone's hearts tightened. Chen Hanxue stared at the young man in front of her. Could he comprehend the 27th row? Suddenly, time seemed to pass very slowly. When the 27th row was completely lit up, a burst of heavenly music suddenly sounded from the stone steel. This heavenly music condensed into musical notes, constantly condensing and evolving. One after another, strange phenomena appeared in the sky above the courtyard. And the mysterious diagram from before suddenly emitted a golden halo, then entered Lu Yiping's body and disappeared. Those who noticed this were dumbfounded. The heavenly music continued for a long time, lasting for nearly 10 minutes before it dissipated. The courtyard regained its tranquility. The stone steel did not move again. Chen Hanxue couldn't calm down even after a long time. She took a deep breath, suppressing the excitement in her heart. Then, she walked towards Lu Yiping. Qi Huai and Hao Lianyu followed behind her. When Chen Hanxue stopped in front of Lu Yiping, she said to Lu Yiping, "Young noble is the peerless Tavern's Gu family's disciple. Young noble's talent in Zither Dao is the highest that Hanxue has ever seen. I wonder if Hanxue has the honor of learning young noble's Zither Dao." Hao Lianyu interjected, "Today is the alchemy conference, discussing Zither Dao is inappropriate." She then looked at Lu Yiping, "Since your Zither Dao is good, then your alchemy Dao must be good as well. Show us a thing or two, let everyone broaden their horizons." Qi Huai also smiled, "I'm also curious about this Gu family's brother's alchemy skills." Hearing this, Chen Hanxue did not stop them. In fact, she was also curious about this Gu family's brother's alchemy skills. Lu Yiping looked at Hao Lianyu. "You're the jade-faced wolf lord's grandson." Those present who didn't know Hao Lianyu's identity were shocked, and they heard that Hao Lianyu was the jade-faced wolf lord's grandson. Chapter 182. Hao Lianyu did not expect this Gu family disciple to know her identity. After a moment of astonishment, she smiled. "That's right, my grandfather is Jade-Faced Wolf Lord." "Then, do you know Jade-Faced Wolf Lord's whereabouts?" Lu Yiping looked at her. Hao Lianyu was stunned. This Gu family disciple wanted to find her grandfather. "You're looking for my grandfather?" Hao Lianyu smiled. "How about this, let's exchange pointers in alchemy. If you win, I'll tell you my grandfather's whereabouts. If you lose, I want to know the zither Tao inside that stone tablet." She was referring to the stone tablet that Lu Yiping had comprehended earlier. Chen Hanxue had only comprehended 4 elements of the zither Tao inside the stone tablet. Anyone could tell that the zither Tao inside the stone tablet was extraordinary. Lu Yiping heard the other party coveting the zither Tao inside the stone tablet and said indifferently, "All right, how do you want to exchange pointers?" Hao Lianyu smiled. "Discussing alchemy is too boring. How about this, let's be more direct. Each of us will refine a furnace of pills, and whoever can refine a higher grade divine pill in the shortest time wins. How about it?" "Sure." Lu Yiping agreed. When Hao Lianyu saw Lu Yiping agree without even thinking about it, he couldn't help but be surprised. He smiled and said, "Since that's the case, then I'll embarrass myself first." Saying this, he took out a cauldron. The body of the cauldron was carved with stars. These stars were shining brightly. There were exactly 108 of them. The entire cauldron was filled with a faint nebula, as if it was made from divine stones from the depths of space. "Is this the ancient heavenly cycle stellar cauldron?" Holy Maiden Chen Hanxue exclaimed when she saw the cauldron. Could this be the ancient heavenly cycle stellar cauldron? Heaven Battling City's Qi Huai was also surprised. The crowd was in an uproar. Ancient heavenly cycle divine pill. Legend has it that the ancient heavenly cycle stellar cauldron refined star divine pills. How much is a star divine pill worth now? 100 million heaven-grade spirit stones or several hundred million? Star divine pills are priceless now. Who would be willing to auction it? Even if it was 1 billion heaven-grade spirit stones, no sect would auction it. Some disciples discussed among themselves. Sun Xiaofei said, "Since this jade-faced wolf monarch's grandson obtained the heavenly cycle stellar cauldron, he must have obtained the ancient pill god's alchemy inheritance." He then sneered, "It looks like this Gu family disciple has lost." Chen Zhongtao said, "In the War Heaven era, Jade-Faced Wolf Lord was not only one of the top 10 experts, he was also one of the top 10 alchemy experts. His grandson's alchemy skills must be very high." Zhu Lang, who was hiding in the crowd, was also curious about Lu Yiping's alchemy skills. Although Lu Yiping was the master of the Holy Devil, his alchemy skills weren't very high back then. At this time, everyone had retreated to the side of the courtyard, leaving the center of the courtyard for Hao Lianyu and Lu Yiping. "I've seen brother Hao Lian concoct pills once," Qi Huai said to Chen Hanxue. "In half an hour, he refined a transcendent grade divine pill, and it's a 7th tribulation transcendent grade divine pill." "Half an hour, 7 tribulation transcendent grade divine pellets," Chen Hanxue exclaimed. Even many of the Holy Devil era's older generation alchemy experts would find it difficult to do so. Qi Huai added, "Moreover, at that time, brother Hao Lian did not use the heavenly cycle stellar cauldron, he used an ordinary cauldron." Chen Hanxue was shocked. "Then, won't young master Hao Lianyu be able to refine 8 tribulation transcendent grade divine pellets?" "Half an hour, 8 tribulation transcendent grade divine pellets." There were many alchemy experts in her holy royal manor, but there was only one person who could refine 8 tribulation transcendent grade divine pellets in half an hour. In the center of the courtyard, Hao Lianyu smiled at Lu Yiping. this Gu family's brother, I'll use the heavenly cycle stellar cauldron, you don't have any objections, right? Lu Yiping did not say anything, and made a gesture of invitation. Then, I'll embarrass myself. Hao Lianyu said confidently, and a bunch of spiritual herbs appeared in his hand. These spiritual herbs were all tens of thousands of years old. Chen Hanxue was stunned. Could it be that young master Hao Lianyu wants to use these spiritual herbs to refine 8 tribulation transcendent grade divine pellets? If one used 100,000 years old spiritual herbs to refine 8 tribulation transcendent grade divine pellets, there was a 50% chance of success. If one used 10,000 years old spiritual herbs, there was not even a 20% chance of success. This required an even higher level of alchemy skills. Before Chen Hanxue and the others' watchful eyes, Hao Lianyu's right palm shook, and the spiritual herbs in his hand flew up. At the same time, his left hand controlled the heavenly cycle stellar cauldron to fly up. One hand controlling the cauldron, the other controlling the spiritual herbs. Someone exclaimed. Just this move alone was enough to show Hao Lianyu's alchemy skills. However, Hao Lianyu did not immediately control the spiritual herbs to enter the cauldron. With a wave of his right hand, specks of fire appeared in the sky above the courtyard. These specks of fire were actually dark purple in color. This is the divine stainless fire. Chen Hanxue exclaimed with a solemn expression. The divine stainless fire was one of the most difficult divine fires to control between heaven and earth. It was hidden in the depths of the void, and this Hao Lianyu was actually able to casually pull it out from the depths of the void. The divine stainless fire did not have the slightest impurity. Using this divine stainless fire to refine pills could remove the impurities within the spiritual herbs to the greatest extent, allowing the quality of the divine pills to reach extremely high. These divine stainless fire condensed together at an astonishing speed. Very soon, it turned into a huge fire dragon. This fire dragon actually had dragon scales, and it was vivid and lifelike, as if it was alive. Using fire to form a spirit. My alchemy skills are inferior to brother Hao Lianyu's, Qi Huai said with a face full of admiration when he saw this. The fire dragon formed by the divine stainless fire spiraled in the sky above the courtyard. As it spiraled, it caused those spiritual herbs to fly up. These spiritual herbs gathered around the fire dragon and flew along with the fire dragon. Then, they were slowly melted into liquid by the divine stainless fire. These liquids were sparkling and translucent like jade, completely without the slightest impurity. Seeing Hao Lianyu's miraculous alchemy skills, all the disciples present were attracted, and their hearts were filled with shock. In the end, all the spiritual herbs were melted into liquid by the divine stainless fire. In the next second, the fire dragon formed by the divine stainless fire flew into the complete heaven star cauldron, and the spiritual herbs that had melted into liquid also flew into the cauldron. Hao Lianyu's hands waved, forming a series of hand seals that were sent into the complete heaven star cauldron. The complete heaven star cauldron emitted bright starlight, and clusters of nebulae gathered and swirled around it. The entire cauldron seemed to be boiling, spewing out streams of star chi. Everyone's mind was completely immersed in this miraculous scene. 20 minutes passed in this manner. Suddenly, colorful lights shot out from the cauldron. The pills are about to be formed, so fast. Qi Huai exclaimed in shock, it hasn't even been half an hour. At this time, the sky rumbled. Thunderclouds gathered densely, and violent winds howled. Inside the thunderclouds, lightning dragons roiled endlessly. Boom! 1,000 zhang long lightning dragon crashed down from the sky, lighting up the Saint Emperor city. Not far from the courtyard, inside the Saint Emperor Manor, the human race's Saint Emperor Qin Xiu was sitting with the various superforces heads and overlords, discussing the major events that happened in the past few years. All of a sudden, they saw the 1,000 zhang long lightning dragon crashing down from the sky. Is this the Pill Dao tribulation lightning? I wonder which Pill Dao expert is refining. The human race's Saint Emperor Qin Xiu exclaimed in shock. Looking at the direction, it should be the Holy Maiden's residence. One of the Saint Emperor Manor's experts answered, "Today is the Holy Maiden's alchemy conference. I wonder which genius pill Tao disciple is refining, to actually trigger such a powerful pill Tao tribulation lightning." Chapter 183. Only transcendent grade divine pills can trigger tribulation lightning. Righteous Sect's old ancestor Qiao Sun exclaimed, "I wonder which disciple is able to refine transcendent grade divine pills." The human race's holy emperor Qin Xiu laughed. Could it be young Master Qi Huai from the heaven battling city? Young Master Qi Huai's alchemy skills are very high, and he has received many praises. Maybe it's the young master of the Rainbow Sect. His alchemy skills are second to none in the younger generation. One of the old ancestors laughed. While everyone was discussing, another lightning dragon came crashing down. It was followed by the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Seventh tribulation lightning. Originally, the experts in the hall didn't take it to heart, but after seeing 7 consecutive lightning tribulations, all of them were moved. Refining transcendent grade divine pills was nothing to them, but it was a different story if it was a 7th tribulation transcendent grade divine pill. Although everyone in the hall could refine transcendent grade divine pills, not many of them could refine a 7th tribulation transcendent grade divine pill. The human race's holy emperor Qin Xiu, who was teasing everyone, also became serious. He ordered one of his subordinates, "Go and find out which genius is refining pills in the Holy Maiden Manor's alchemy conference." The Holy Royal Manor's expert acknowledged respectfully and left. Just as the Holy Royal Manor's expert left, the 8th tribulation lightning came crashing down. 8th tribulation transcendent grade divine pill. Everyone was shocked. Then, the 9th tribulation lightning came crashing down. When the 9th tribulation lightning came crashing down, the sky shone brightly, and everyone in the Holy Royal City saw the dazzling lightning. 9th tribulation transcendent grade divine pill. Holy Emperor Qin Xiu couldn't help but stand up. Everyone also stood up and looked at the 9th tribulation lightning in shock. Although there are many alchemy experts in the Netherworld prison, those who can refine a 9th tribulation transcendent grade divine pill do not exceed 10. Righteous Sect's old ancestor Qiao Sun was shocked, which family actually produced such a monstrous alchemy genius. Soon, the Holy Royal Manor's expert returned. "How is it? Which family's disciple is it?" Holy Emperor Qin Xiu asked impatiently. "Reporting to your majesty, it's senior jade-faced wolf monarch's grandson, young Master Hao Yanyu." The expert from the Saint Royal Manor replied. "He's currently competing with someone else. So he's the grandson of the jade-faced wolf lord." Holy Emperor Qin Xiu came to a realization, during the heaven battling era, the jade-faced wolf lord was one of the top 10 alchemy experts. The Golden Sun Sect's ancestor said, "Jade-faced wolf lord has raised a good grandson. Young Master Hao Yanyu has surpassed his master. I'm afraid it won't be long before he surpasses jade-faced wolf lord. It's just that, I wonder which family's disciple actually overestimated his own ability to compete in alchemy with young Master Hao Yanyu." The expert from the Sacred Royal Mansion replied, "It's a disciple of the Gu clan from the Wushuang Tavern. As for his name, we haven't found it yet." "Oh, a disciple of the Gu clan?" Sage Emperor Qin Xiu and everyone else in the hall were surprised. "Yes, I heard that this Gu clan's disciple's identity is not simple. He has the unparalleled Wine Sage's Violet Gold Command Medallion." The expert from the Saint Royal Mansion replied. "A Gu clan disciple with a purple gold token." Everyone was surprised. Hearing this, 5 Cloud Mountain's Jiang Haidong was stunned, and a strange expression appeared on his face. The Righteous Sect's old ancestor Qiao Sun said, "The unparalleled Wine Sage's alchemy skills are far inferior to Lord Jade-faced Wolf Lord. I've also heard that the Gu clan's disciples are famous for their alchemy skills. In my opinion, this Gu clan's disciple should be very lucky if he can refine a grade 1 Tribulation Supreme Divine Pellet. The Golden Sun Sect's old ancestor shook his head. Since he dares to compete with young Master Hao Lianyu, it means he has something up his sleeves. Who knows, he might be able to refine a grade 3 or 4 Tribulation Supreme Divine Pellet. Sage Emperor Qin Xiu said to the Saint Royal Mansion's expert, "Go and see what kind of divine pellet that Gu clan's disciple can refine." The Saint Royal Mansion's expert complied and retreated. At this time, in the center of the courtyard, the 9-stage tribulation lightning struck the heavenly cycle stellar cauldron. The 108 stars on the cauldron trembled, and energy surged out, scattering the 9-stage tribulation lightning. The scattered 9-stage tribulation lightning turned into the purest lightning energy and fell into the cauldron, merging with the divine pellet inside. Inside the cauldron, a burst of multicolored light burst out. The cauldron's mouth opened wide, and waves of mesmerizing pill fragrance filled the air. One by one, divine pellets emitting golden light flew out from the cauldron. Each and every one of these divine pellets had 9 runic patterns on their surface. This was the unique characteristic of a Grade 9 Tribulation Supreme Divine Pellet. Grade 9 Tribulation Supreme Divine Pellet, success. And it's the Heavenly Star Origin Nourishing Pill. The Heavenly Star Origin Nourishing Pill was a divine pellet that could increase one's cultivation. Refining this kind of divine pellet was much harder than refining other kinds of divine pellets. Chen Hanxue and Qi Huai stepped forward. Congratulations to young Master Hao Lianyu for refining a Grade 9 Tribulation Supreme Divine Pellet. Chen Hanxue said, young Master Hao Lianyu's alchemy skills far surpass Hanxue's. Qi Huai was full of admiration, my alchemy skills are also inferior to brother Hao Lianyu's. Hao Lianyu smiled, I was just lucky. He also didn't expect to be able to refine a Grade 9 Tribulation Supreme Divine Pellet. Originally, he wanted to use the Heavenly Cycle Stellar Cauldron to refine a Grade 8 Tribulation Supreme Divine Pellet. The Saint Royal Mansion's expert walked in at this time. When he saw that Hao Lianyu had refined a Grade 9 Tribulation Supreme Heavenly Star Origin Nourishing Pill, he couldn't help but exclaim in admiration. However, he didn't show himself, only watching in the dark. Hao Lianyu smiled at Lu Yiping, this Gu family's brother, my pill has been refined. Now, it's your turn. He then added, if brother doesn't have a good cauldron, I can lend you this Heavenly Cycle Stellar Cauldron for temporary use. Lu Yiping looked at Hao Lianyu's smug smile and said indifferently, no need, it's just a Grade 9 Tribulation Supreme Divine Pellet. Even if I don't use a cauldron, I can still beat you with a casual refinement. The moment Lu Yiping's words came out, everyone was stunned. Chen Hanxue also frowned, feeling that Lu Yiping's words were a little too big. Qi Huai also looked at Lu Yiping with a strange expression. Sun Xiaofei even sneered. Hao Lianyu laughed loudly, alright, if this Gu family's brother can refine a Grade 9 Tribulation Supreme Divine Pellet in 20 minutes without using a cauldron, then no matter what kind of pill it is, it's my loss. There was a hint of anger in his laughter. 20 minutes. No need. Lu Yiping said indifferently, it's just a matter of a few moves. With that said, a suction force from his hand and all the flowers and grasses in the courtyard flew up and landed in front of him. Don't tell me he wants to use these flowers and grasses to refine a Grade 9 Tribulation Supreme Divine Pellet? Sun Xiaofei laughed. Everyone laughed. At this time, the dozens of flowers and grasses landed in Lu Yiping's hands. Flames rose from Lu Yiping's palms as he rubbed the flowers and grasses. Then, he rubbed them again. Finally, he rubbed them again. Sun Xiaofei laughed out loud, this is the first time I've seen this kind of pill refinement method. It's really an eye-opener today. Chen Hanxue shook her head inwardly. Lu Yiping opened his palms. Everyone looked over and saw a medicinal pellet appear in Lu Yiping's hand. This medicinal pellet was dazzling golden, even more golden than a golden crystal. The fragrance of the medicinal pellet was like the sea, engulfing heaven and earth. Moreover, there seemed to be life inside the medicinal pellet, and the faint shadow of life could be seen. Chapter 184. Everyone stared blankly at the dazzling golden elixir with a rich medicinal fragrance. This was possible. Rubbing it 3 times and producing a divine pellet. On top of that, the pill's fragrance overshadowed Hao Lianyu's heavenly star origin nourishing pellet. Hao Lianyu's heavenly star origin nourishing pellet was filled with fragrance, but compared to the divine pellet in Lu Yiping's hand, it was incomparable. Everyone suddenly felt that the heavenly star origin nourishing pellet in Hao Lianyu's hand was no longer fragrant, but stinky. Chen Hanshue's eyes widened in disbelief. Rubbing it 3 times and producing a divine pellet? What kind of principle was this? What kind of pill refining technique was this? Was there such a pill refining technique in this world? This was called the 3 rubbing technique. Even Qi Huai was dumbfounded. Even the pill ancestor couldn't produce a divine pellet with 3 rubbing, right? How is this possible? Hao Lianyu stuttered. Sun Xiaofei, who had just said that it was his first time seeing this kind of pill refining technique, was dumbfounded. Chen Zhongtao, Zhu Lang, and the rest were also dumbfounded. At this time, the Saint Royal Manners expert hiding in the dark saw the divine pellet in Lu Yiping's hand, and his eyes widened in shock. He walked out excitedly, staring fixedly at the divine pellet in Lu Yiping's hand, exclaiming, "Innate divine pellet, this is an innate divine pellet, ah!" Chen Hanxue, Qi Huai, Chen Zhongtao, Zhu Lang, Sun Xiaofei, and the rest were astounded. Innate divine pellet. Hao Lianyu exclaimed in shock. Above transcendent grade 9 divine pellet was the innate divine pellet. Although there was only a fine line between the two, the difference in quality was like heaven and earth. There was once someone who wanted to exchange 10,000 transcendent grade 9 divine pellets with the Heavenly One Pavilion for a single innate divine pellet, but was rejected by the Heavenly One Pavilion. From this, one could see how precious the innate divine pellet was. "Uncle Jiang, is this really an innate divine pellet?" Chen Hanxue stared at the Saint Royal Manners expert in disbelief. Rubbing it 3 times and producing a single innate divine pellet? Was there any justice in this world? Moreover, it was made from the flowers and plants in her courtyard. If he rubbed it 30 times, wouldn't that mean 10 innate divine pellets? If he rubbed it for a day, how many divine pellets would that be? Also, if he used 10,000 years, then, he would be able to divine pellets, or even great Tao divine pellets. Absolutely. The Saint Emperor Manners expert, Lan Jiang, exclaimed excitedly, "There's a spirit inside the pellet, it's an innate spirit. This is the characteristic of an innate divine pellet, there's no mistaking it." Qi Huai, Chen Zhongtao, Zhu Lang, and the others were stunned. If Lu Yiping had used an ancient divine cauldron to refine pills like Hao Lianyu, they wouldn't have been so shocked. The key was that Lu Yiping didn't even use a cauldron to refine these innate divine pills. Instead, he used ordinary flowers and plants to rub them 3 times. "Young master, can you let me take a closer look at the pill in your hand?" Lan Jiang said to Lu Yiping with a pleading face, "Young master, don't worry, I'm an alchemist from the Saint Emperor Manor. I'm just curious about the innate divine pellet and wanted to study it a little more." Lu Yiping nodded and threw the innate god pellet to the other party. He wasn't afraid that the other party would swallow the innate god pellet. Compared to Chen Hanxue, Qi Huai, and the others' shock and disbelief, Taurus Longjiao's face was as calm as usual. To him, this was a normal thing. Lu Yiping only knew a little about zither, chess, calligraphy, painting, and medicine, but he was truly proficient in alchemy in array formations. Lu Yiping's alchemy and array formations had reached a point where he could turn the rotten into the miraculous. In fact, Lu Yiping's 3 rubs were already considered a lot. If Lu Yiping really wanted to, he could have made an innate divine pellet with just one rub. He could even make saint pills and great Tao divine pellets. Others might not be able to do it, but Lu Yiping, who had the fortune jade disc, could. He had seen with his own eyes Lu Yiping refining divine pellets with a piece of stone and even a drop of water. Lu Yiping didn't even need to use his hands to refine divine pellets. If Lu Yiping wanted to, he could use the power of his divine soul to refine divine pellets. At this time, Lan Jiang, who was carefully holding the innate divine pellet, looked at it carefully and said excitedly, "Perfect, it's perfect. The innate spirit inside is so spiritual." Seeing Lan Jiang's excited expression, the crowd was speechless. "You lost. Where is your grandfather, jade-faced wolf lord?" Lu Yiping looked at Hao Lianyu and asked. Hao Lianyu retracted her gaze from the innate divine pellet and looked at Lu Yiping. After a moment of hesitation, she said, "My grandfather went to the 4 seas last month. As for where he went, I don't know." "Oh, the 4 seas?" Lu Yiping was surprised. Hao Lianyu nodded, "Yes, but I don't know why he went there." Lu Yiping frowned. Jade-faced wolf lord went to the 4 seas. The 4 seas was the Devil Dragon Palace's territory. Why did Jade-faced wolf lord go there? A while later, Lan Jiang returned the innate divine pellet to Lu Yiping and returned to the Holy Emperor Manor in excitement. Holy Emperor Qin Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Jingyi School's old ancestor Qiao Sen, and the others were discussing something. Seeing Lan Jiang walk in with an excited expression, they couldn't help but feel strange. Could it be that there was an accident? Young noble Hao Lianyu won, right? What kind of divine pellet did that Gu family disciple refine? Qin Xiu asked. Lan Jiang said excitedly, "Young noble Hao Lianyu lost." Qin Xiu didn't care at first, but when he reacted, he was stunned. "What did you say?" "Young noble Hao Lianyu lost." Since Hao Lianyu lost, why was Lan Jiang still so excited? Jingyi School's old ancestor Qiao Sen, Gold Sun Sect, and Rainbow Sect's ancestors were stunned when they heard that Hao Lianyu lost. Lan Jiang said excitedly, "Yes, that Gu family disciple refined the innate divine pellet." "Innate divine pellet? Are you sure?" Qin Xiu jumped to his feet in shock. Jingyi School's old ancestor Qiao Sen and the others also widened their eyes in shock. Lan Jiang said excitedly, replying to Lord Holy Emperor, "It is absolutely true, it is the innate divine pellet. Moreover, that Gu family disciple did not use a cauldron when he refined the innate divine pellet." "No cauldron?" Qin Xiu's eyes widened. "You're saying that he refined the innate divine pellet with his bare hands?" The human giants and overlords in the great hall looked at each other, seeing the shock in each other's eyes. Lan Jiang said excitedly, "At that time, I arrived just in time and saw him rubbing the Holy Maiden Manor's dozens of flowers and plants in his hands 3 times, creating the innate divine pellet." Qin Xiu, Qiao Sen, and the others were stupefied, as if they were listening to a heavenly book. Using dozens of flowers and plants, rubbing them 3 times, and creating an innate divine pellet. Even Jiang Haidong couldn't believe his ears when he heard Lan Jiang say that Lu Yiping only used ordinary flowers and plants to create an innate divine pellet. "Where's that Gu family disciple? Quick, bring him to see me, I want to see him now." Qin Xiu said excitedly, then changed his mind, "Forget it, I'll go see him." Then, forgetting to greet Qiao Sen and the others, Qin Xiu rushed out of the great hall. Qiao Sen and the others quickly followed behind him. They couldn't wait to see this Gu family disciple. Chapter 185. Just as Qin Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Qiao Sen, and the rest were making their way to Chen Hanshue's residence, a loud explosion shook the entire Saint Royal City. Everyone was stunned. In the next moment, the Saint Royal City shook even more violently than before. An earth-shattering power engulfed heaven and earth. What a powerful devil chi, this is the devil race's overlord's power. Devil race invasion. Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Qiao Sen, and the rest paled. Although the human race and devil race had always hated each other, the devil race's invasion of the Saint Royal City was extremely rare. It's coming from the northern city gates. Chen Xiu's expression was solemn. Follow me. Chen Xiu ignored the Gu family's disciple and led Jiang Haidong, Qiao Sen, and the rest of the human experts towards the northern city gates. However, just as Chen Xiu and the others were rushing towards the northern part of the city, another loud bang suddenly rang out. This time, it came from the southern part of the city. Clearly, the southern city gates were under attack as well. Chen Xiu's face darkened, and he ordered one of the Saint Royal Manor's experts, activate the Saint Royal Grand Formation, gather the Saint Royal City's army, prepare for war. The Saint Royal Manor's expert complied respectfully. However, just as Chen Xiu gave the order, another series of explosions came from the east and west of the city. Devil Qi soared to the sky from all four directions of the Saint Royal City, converging high in the air, enveloping the entire Saint Royal City. In an instant, the Saint Royal City was engulfed in darkness, as if it had fallen into a devil abyss. Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Qiao Sen, and the rest paled. Quickly activate the Saint Royal Grand Formation. Chen Xiu bellowed, not daring to hesitate any longer. His voice reverberated to every corner of the Saint Royal City. The devil race's army is invading, the Saint Royal City is on the brink of death, all human experts must kill the devil race. Kill, kill, kill. Chen Xiu's Saint Royal aura soared to the sky. From every corner of the Saint Royal City, every human expert heard Chen Xiu's anxious and angry voice. Even the people in Chen Hanshue's residence heard it. Hao Yanyu, Qi Huai, Zhu Lang, and the rest were shocked. During the human race's Saint Royal City's conference, the devil race's army was trying to annihilate the entire Nether Hell prison's human forces. While everyone was still in shock, a gigantic figure appeared in the skies above the Saint Royal City. This giant figure was over 100 zhang tall, resembling a small mountain as it hovered in the air above the Saint Emperor City. Devil Qi billowed from its body, and its devilish might soared to the heavens. Even Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Qiao Sen, and the other experts felt suffocated by its aura. It's the archdevil dragon ancestor. Chen Hanxue, Hao Yanyu, Qi Huai, Zhu Lang, and the others exclaimed when they saw the figure in the sky. The colossal dragon demon lord was the leader of the 10 demon generals under the great ancestor of the demon dragon palace, Long Gang. The demonic aura resounded throughout the netherworld prison. The gigantic dragon demon venerable was the symbol of slaughter, blood, and invincibility. At this moment, everyone in the Saint Royal City caught sight of the gigantic dragon demon lord. Those who recognized the gigantic dragon demon venerable couldn't help but tremble. Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Qiao Sen, and the other overlords couldn't conceal the shock in their hearts. The colossal dragon demon lord was not only the leader of the 10 demon generals under the great ancestor Long Gang of the demon dragon palace, but he was also the third strongest of the demon race. He had broken through to the Plain Master realm many years ago. The demon race's invasion this time was clearly led by the gigantic dragon demon venerable. At this time, the Saint Royal Grand Formation was fully activated. Golden light shone brightly as the Grand Formation's power burst out from every corner of the Saint Royal City. The Saint Royal Grand Formation was one of the 10 great formations of the Hengyuan Plain. It was also because of this that the Saint Royal City could stand until now. Even the demon race's Long Gang didn't dare to rashly invade the Saint Royal City. This was because the Saint Royal Grand Formation's Saint Royal aura could greatly suppress the demon race. The Saint Royal Grand Formation's Saint Royal Grand Formation's Saint Royal aura crashed into the gigantic dragon demon venerable in the sky. However, what shocked Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Qiao Sen, and the others was that the gigantic dragon demon venerable stood firm like a mountain, completely unaffected by the Saint Royal Grand Formation's Saint Royal aura. It's the armor on his body. Righteous Sect's old ancestor Qiao Sen said. Everyone looked over and saw a thin layer of dark energy covering the gigantic dragon demon Venerable's body. This dark energy was the reason why the gigantic dragon demon Venerable was unaffected by the Saint Royal aura. This dark energy came from the divine armor on his body. Everyone's heart sank. The demon dragon palace actually found a way to resist the Saint Royal aura. The gigantic dragon demon Venerable stood high in the sky, looking down at Qin Xiu, Jiang Haidong, Qiao Sen, and the others in the Saint Royal city. He grinned sinisterly. Today, the Saint Royal city will fall, looks like we can eat our fill. Qin Xiu, Jiang Haidong, and the other experts were shocked. The gigantic dragon demon Venerable's true form was a giant dragon that loved to feast on human flesh. Over the years, countless human experts had died in his stomach. Indifferent, Qin Xiu retorted, shameless boasting, Qi Zun, my Saint Royal city has stood strong for countless years since the ancient times. We've been through more than 1,000 battles and countless small battles. Even Long Gang couldn't break through my Saint Royal city, and you think you can? The gigantic dragon demon Venerable laughed sinisterly. Lord Long Gang didn't kill you all because he wanted to fatten you up before slaughtering you all. Otherwise, do you really think you can survive until now? Of course, I can't break through your Saint Royal city alone, but I'm not the only one here today. The moment his words fell, 5 figures appeared around him. Each of them exuded overwhelming devil might, and waves of devil chi rolled around them. Looking at the 5 figures that appeared beside the gigantic dragon demon Venerable, everyone's heart sank. These people were the other 5 devil generals under Long Gang. Including the gigantic dragon demon Venerable, this time, there were 6 great devil generals. 6 of the 10 great devil generals are here. It seems like the Heaven Beast Demon Venerable, Life-Severing Devil Emperor, Scarlet Abyss Devil Lord, and White Bones Devil Commander were really killed. Inside the Saint Royal City, some human experts were discussing. Previously, when the news of the Heaven Beast Demon Venerable, Life-Severing Devil Emperor, Scarlet Abyss Devil Lord, and White Bones Devil Commander being killed spread, many human experts didn't believe it. But now, when they didn't see the Heaven Beast Demon Venerable and the others, they couldn't help but believe it. The gigantic dragon demon Venerable, Qi Zun's face sank when he heard the human experts' discussion. Qi Zun's palm slammed down on the human experts who were discussing. A massive devil palm appeared high in the air. Devil flames billowed from the devil palm, and devil roars reverberated through heaven and earth. Inside the devil palm, one could faintly see countless devil heads screaming. Heavenly Devil Palm. One of the 4 great devil palms of the Nether Prison. A single palm could annihilate 10,000 gods. When the human experts who were discussing saw the Heavenly Devil Palm slamming down, they couldn't help but feel despair. Qi Zun, the Saint Royal City isn't a place for you to be arrogant. Qin Xiu slammed his palm forward. This palm was covered in layers of golden light, carrying the Saint Royal Qi of the Saint Royal Grand Formation as it collided with the Heavenly Devil Palm. A loud explosion resounded. Layers of giant waves splashed, golden light and devil radiance bloomed. Qin Xiu was forced to retreat continuously, and the ground beneath his feet cracked continuously. After stopping a few hundred meters away, Qin Xiu opened his mouth and spat out a mouthful of blood. Chapter 186. Qin Xiu had been injured with just one blow. The faces of Qiao Sen and the other experts changed. Although Qin Xiu wasn't a plane master, he had reached the peak of the late-stage plane master. His plane power was 99 million units. Furthermore, the Sage Emperor Grand Array had been fully activated. Qin Xiu had the augmentation of the Sage Emperor Grand Array, but he was still unable to block the palm strike of the Colossal Dragon Demon Supremacy. The strength of the Colossal Dragon Demon Venerable far exceeded everyone's expectations. You've become so much stronger. Qin Xiu looked at the Colossal Dragon Demon Lord in the sky with fear. Back then, he had fought with the Colossal Dragon Archdevil. Even though the colossal dragon archdevil had broken through to the Plane Master realm, he still had the support of the Sage Emperor Grand Array. The colossal dragon archdevil couldn't injure him. But now, even with the support of the Sage Emperor Grand Array, he was still unable to block the other party's heavenly demon palm. I obtained an ancient dragon essence. The colossal dragon demon monarch smiled proudly. What? Ancient dragon essence? Qin Xiu and the other experts were shocked. Ancient dragon essence was the condensation of the ancient dragon clan's experts' flesh, blood, essence, and dragon power. If an expert from the dragon clan were to obtain it and refine it, their strength would increase by leaps and bounds. Everyone from the Saint Royal Manor, lend me a hand. Qin Xiu shouted. Several hundred experts from the sacred royal manor surrounded Qin Xiu, activating the Holy Emperor's secret art. In an instant, Qin Xiu's body was enshrouded in a blinding light. Qin Xiu suddenly threw a punch at the colossal dragon demon lord. The colossal dragon demon venerable slammed his palm down. Their palms collided once again. But this time, Qin Xiu and the experts from the Saint Royal Manor only retreated a few steps. The gigantic dragon demon venerable frowned. Qin Xiu and the experts of the Saint Royal Manor were clearly much stronger than before. Kill. Kill all humans within the Saint Emperor City who have not knelt down. Qi Zun's voice resounded throughout the Saint Emperor City. The void cracked open, and the demonic dragon palace's army kept pouring out of the void. The devil dragon army surged forth and attacked the Sage Emperor formation like a tidal wave. The Sage Emperor Grand Formation's light shield above the Saint Emperor City shook violently. The devil dragon army that surged out from the void was endless. The army of the Sacred Royal Palace and the army of the devil dragon clashed against each other. At the same time, the other 5 devil generals that came with the giant dragon archdevil ancestor also made their move. They clashed with Jiang Haidong, Qiao Sen, and the others. Although Jiang Haidong, Qiao Sen, and the rest of the human race's overlords numbered close to 100, the 5 devil generals were all peak late-stage world lords. With the 5 of them attacking, Jiang Haidong's group was suppressed, falling into a disadvantageous position. A demonic saber appeared in the colossal dragon demon venerable's hand. A demonic dragon was engraved on the blade. Demon Dragon Blade. The most valuable treasure of the Demon Dragon Palace. The demon venerable dragon slashed down with the demon dragon blade in his hand. An unparalleled saber light pierced through the defensive barrier of the Sage Emperor Grand Array and slashed towards Qin Xiu and the experts of the Sage Emperor Manor. Even before the saber light arrived, Qin Xiu and the experts from the Saint Royal Manor could feel the destructive power contained within the saber light. Sacred Royal Seal. Qin Xiu waved his hands and punched out. Light surged and a huge seal flew out. This was the ultimate technique created by the first sacred emperor of ancient times, Qin Yushu. The Saint Royal Seal gathered the power of the Saint Royal Mansion's experts and the Saint Royal Grand Array to meet the Demon Dragon Blade. Zheng. The Demon Dragon Blade slashed onto the Saint Royal Seal. Light burst out. Everyone watched as the Saint Royal Seal cracked open. Saber light shot out from the crack. The saber light slashed down. Qin Xiu and the experts from the Saint Royal Manor were sent flying. When they crashed to the ground, their bodies were covered in bloody scars. Chen Hanxue, who had already rushed out from the manor, paled when she saw Qin Xiu and the experts from the Saint Royal Manor being sent flying. Father. Uncle Jiang. Chen Hanxue rushed to Qin Xiu and Lan Zhang's side. Qi Huai, Hao Lianyu, Zhu Lang, and the others looked at the colossal dragon demon venerable in the sky with fear. The demon dragon blade has broken through. Qin Xiu looked at the demon dragon blade in the colossal dragon demon venerable's hand. Although the demon dragon blade was the demon dragon palace's supreme treasure, its power was not this strong in the past. The colossal dragon demon venerable Qi Zun laughed, our Lord Longgang obtained an ancient dragon clan expert's cultivation cave and refined the dragon bone into the demon dragon blade. The demon dragon blade's power has increased by 4 times. As expected. Qin Xiu's eyes were filled with despair. Now, who could block the demon dragon blade's power? Even the heaven-battling city castellan Qi Yuan and Qi Ao sure wouldn't be able to stop the demon dragon blade. Die! Qi Zun slashed out again, his eyes bloodthirsty. Unparalleled saber light slashed down on Qin Xiu, Chen Hanxue, and the others. Qin Xiu, Lan Jiang, Chen Hanxue, and the experts from the Saint Royal Manor paled. The saber light was about to reach their heads. Just when everyone thought that they were going to die, the unparalleled saber light suddenly stopped without any warning. Qin Xiu was stunned. Lan Jiang, Chen Hanxue, and the experts from the Saint Royal Manor were stunned. A blue-robed figure had appeared in front of them. That unparalleled saber light was caught between 2 fingers of the blue-robed figure. The saber light was caught in midair. Heaven and earth seemed to have quieted down. Even the colossal dragon demon Venerable Qi Zun was dumbfounded. The bloodthirsty light in his eyes disappeared as his expression turned solemn. Who are you? Being able to stop his saber light might not be a big deal, but the blue-robed figure didn't stop his saber light, but caught it between 2 fingers. The saber light was an invisible object, but it was caught between the blue-robed figure's fingers. Lan Jiang was stunned for a moment before he said to Qin Xiu, Lord Saint Emperor, he is the Gu family's young master who created the innate divine pellet. Hearing that the blue-robed young man was the Gu family's young master who created the innate divine pellet after rubbing his saber light 3 times, not only Qin Xiu, but also Qiao Sen and the other overlords were shocked. Lu Yiping didn't answer Qi Zun's question. He clenched his fist, and the saber light burst like a balloon. Then, Lu Yiping's light surged, and a giant golden figure appeared behind him. This figure stood tall in the sky, and no one knew how tall it was. Its heaven's might was as vast as the ocean, and it covered the sky. Qi Zun, who was originally standing in the sky like a giant mountain, swayed in front of this heaven's might, as if he was about to be blown away at any time. Qi Zun and the other 5 demon generals stared at the golden figure behind Lu Yiping in horror. What kind of figure is this? Xiao Lin and the others were also shocked. This golden figure stood tall between heaven and earth, but its body was shrouded in a mysterious yellow aura that obscured its face. Heavenly Monarch's hand. Lu Yiping's cold voice resounded across heaven and earth. The golden figure standing tall between heaven and earth suddenly slammed down with a palm. A giant palm appeared in space, and golden light burst out from the palm as primordial talismans flashed in the air. In front of this giant palm, Qi Zun felt as if he was as weak as an ant. His face was filled with shock, but he didn't have time to think. He turned around and tried to escape from the Saint Emperor city. While Qi Zun was fleeing, the giant palm slammed down. Chapter 187. Qi Zun felt the sky above his head darken. He looked up and saw the giant palm above his head. Terrified, he transformed into the body of a black dragon and slammed into the giant palm in an attempt to block the descending hand of the Sky Emperor. The other 5 demon generals and other demon experts also attacked the giant palm at the same time. Fist prints broke through the air, saber radiance, sword rain filled the sky, and demon waves rolled, covering the sky and earth, coming from all directions. Lu Yiping's eyes were cold. These demon experts wanted to block the hand of the Sky Emperor. The sky full of sword rain and endless saber radiance slammed into the hand of the Sky Emperor. It was like a mortal arrow hitting an immemorial wall. They were all bounced off or sent flying. The first to be sent flying was the giant dragon demon Venerable Qi Zun. Qi Zun was instantly blasted into the ground by the heavy force that came through the air. A loud boom. The other 5 demon generals were also slammed into the ground one after another. Next, the other demon experts around the 6 of them turned into clouds of blood mist. These demon experts did not even have the qualifications to enter the ground. They were directly turned into blood mist in midair. After countless demon experts turned into blood rain, the hand of the Sky Emperor struck the ground. Buzz! The Saint Emperor city shook violently, as though it was going to collapse at any time. Chen Xiu and the others looked over, only to see the sand and dust in front of them being blasted into the air, rolling endlessly, filling the sky and the ground. The originally dark demon army in the sky was now completely blank. The sky was so white and big. When the sand and dust settled down quietly, the wind blew past. On the ground, there was a palm print that covered an unknown number of miles. Within the palm print, there was flesh and blood. No one knew which demon expert it was. Even the corpses of the demon generals were all glued together. No one could find the corpses of the demon generals for a while. There was only a dying black dragon wriggling there like an earthworm. The black dragon was of course the giant dragon demon Venerable Qizun. Lu Yiping did not kill him. Previously, Hao Lianyu said that Jade-faced Wolf Lord had entered the Four-Direction Sea. Perhaps this giant dragon demon Venerable Qizun knew the whereabouts of Jade-faced Wolf Lord. However, even though Qizun was still alive, the dragon scales all over his body were shattered. Even his dragon liver was shattered by the heavenly monarch's attack. Lu Yiping hooked his finger, and the colossal dragon demon lord was pulled in front of Lu Yiping. "Who are you?" The giant dragon demon Venerable's eyes were filled with terror. With a single palm strike, he, the other 5 demon generals, and the hundreds of thousands of demon race experts were all sent flying. What kind of power was this? At that moment, he finally understood what it meant to be an ant trying to shake a tree. "Who is my master?" Taurus Longjiao came to Lu Yiping's side. He looked at Qizun and smiled. "In your era, many people call him the ancestor of lightning punishment and the master of Saint Demon." Chen Xiu, Chen Hanxue, Qi Huai, Sun Xiaofei, Hao Lianyu, and the others felt their minds explode. Ancestor of lightning punishment. Holy Devil Master Lu Yiping. This Gu family's disciple was none other than the Holy Devil Master Lu Yiping, who had entered the Kunping divine sect alone. Sun Xiaofei and Chen Zhongtao's faces paled. Qiao Sen, the human race's ancestors, Chen Xiu, and the Saint Royal Manners experts were all agitated. The Heavenly Beast Demon Lord, Life-Severing Demon Emperor, Scarlet Abyss Demon Lord, and White Bone Demon Commander were all killed by my master with a single punch. Taurus Longjiao said to Qizun. Righteous Sect's old ancestor Qiao Sen, Gold Sun Sect, and Blue Rainbow Sect's experts were all shocked. That mysterious expert was the ancestor of lightning punishment, the master of Saint Demon, Lord Lu Yiping. They were all saved by Lord Lu Yiping. Sun Mu, the sect master of the Zhengyi school, and Sun Xiaofei, the young sect master of the Zhengyi school, who had suspected that Lu Yiping was a spy of the Devil clan, were even more frightened. "We thank the Holy Devil Master, Lord Lu Yiping." Qiao Sen and the others stepped forward and knelt respectfully. "Many thanks to Lord Lu Yiping for saving us." Chen Xiu also led the Saint Royal Manners experts to Lu Yiping and knelt before him. "Many thanks to Lord Lu Yiping for protecting our human race. If it weren't for Lord, our Saint Royal city would have been annihilated by the Demon Dragon Palace. Lord is our Saint Royal city's savior. Our Saint Royal city will forever remember Lord's kindness." Chen Hanxue was also kneeling on the ground. Heaven Battling City's Qi Huai, Jade Fan Gates Hao Lianyu, Zhu Lang, and the others were also kneeling on the ground. Between heaven and earth, only 2 people remained standing. Lu Yiping glanced at Chen Xiu, Chen Hanxue, and the others, and had them stand up. Then, he began to search Qizun's soul. A while later, when the soul searching ended, Lu Yiping reached out and took out a round object from Qizun's body. This was the ancient dragon essence he had obtained from Qizun, and he had yet to fully refine it. Lu Yiping inserted the ancient dragon essence into Chen Xiu's body. This ancient dragon essence is yours. Chen Xiu couldn't believe that Lu Yiping would bestow such a precious ancient dragon essence to him. He was pleasantly surprised and thanked Lu Yiping. This Chen Xiu deserves to be bestowed with the ancient dragon essence by Lord. You can be considered the descendant of an old friend. Cultivate well. Lu Yiping said. The first ancient holy emperor, Chen Yushu, had once followed him. This Chen Xiu was Chen Yushu's descendant, so he could be considered the descendant of an old friend. When Chen Xiu heard Lu Yiping say that he was an old friend, he couldn't help but wonder if Lu Yiping knew his father. Lu Yiping was the holy devil master, so it was possible that he knew his father. Then, Lu Yiping threw Qi Zun to Taurus Longjiao, make a fire and roast the dragon, we'll eat the dragon meat. Taurus Longjiao smiled, alright, although this little locha's strength is average, it's still a true dragon. Its meat will go well with wine. Chen Xiu, Lan Jiang, Xiao Sen, and the others were dumbfounded. Looking at the dragon archdemon Venerable's black dragon body, they didn't know what to say. Lu Yiping and Xiao Sen were actually planning to roast and eat a controller true dragon. Qi Zun's demonic aura was overwhelming, and he dominated the netherworld prison. He was Long Gang's right-hand man and had devoured countless human overlords in his life. Now, he was going to be roasted by Lu Yiping. Everyone had mixed feelings. Then, Taurus Longjiao set up a bonfire on the spot. The bonfire burned brightly, then he placed a tree frame and threw Qi Zun onto it. Soon, Qi Zun's blood-curdling screams resounded throughout the Saint Royal City. This fire was, of course, not an ordinary fire. Not to mention a Dimension Master, even existences beyond the Dimension Master realm would be burned to ashes. Looking at Qi Zun's true dragon body being roasted on the bonfire, everyone was shocked. Soon, Qi Zun's screams stopped. His soul had been incinerated. The fragrance of meat filled the air. Dragon oil dripped down, golden yellow. That was dragon fat, the dragon fat of a true dragon in the controller realm. One day passed. 6 demon generals of the Demon Dragon Palace led experts to besiege the Saint Royal City. 5 demon generals were killed by Lu Yiping, and Qi Zun was roasted by Lu Yiping. The netherworld prison was shaken by the news. The monster race, Treant race, and other races were silent. The netherworld prison was originally filled with demon race experts and disciples. However, when the news spread, many cities were shaken, and the number of demon race experts decreased significantly. Chapter 188. Holy Royal Manor. Lu Yiping was watering the 7-colored gourd vine on Mount Buzhou. These days, he had been watering the 7-colored gourd vine. The golden-purple gourd vine had grown bigger, but it was still far from maturity. At this time, it had been 2 days since the devil race besieged the holy royal city. In these 2 days, other than watering the 7-colored gourd vine, Huang Xiaolong had been comprehending the fortune jade disc and the ancient heavenly quartz heavenly steel. After watering the 7-colored gourd vine, Lu Yiping called Chen Xiu, Jiang Haidong, and the others over. Lord is leaving. Chen Xiu was surprised, then cautiously asked, tomorrow is the human race grand competition. Why don't Lord stay and watch the competition before leaving? Jiang Haidong agreed, that's right, Lord, we would like to invite you to host the human race grand competition. Lu Yiping shook his head, the human race grand competition can be hosted by you all. A short while later, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao left the holy royal city under Chen Xiu and Jiang Haidong's respectful escort. Before leaving, Lu Yiping asked Chen Xiu and Jiang Haidong to inquire about Chang Liang's whereabouts. At the same time, he told Jiang Haidong to give Ivan more pointers in the future. Chen Xiu and Jiang Haidong watched as Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao's figures disappeared into the horizon. For a long time, they did not move. The four-way sea was located at the northernmost part of the nether prison. The four-way sea was the largest sea in the nether prison, consisting of 4 seas. It was also where the nether prison's strongest force, the Devil Dragon Palace, was located. The nether prison was already dusky to begin with, and the four-way sea was even darker. The entire sea was pitch black, like a giant black gem embedded in the nether prison. By the time Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao arrived at the four-way sea, the sky was already dark. The four-way sea blended into the night sky, exuding a chilling aura. The two paused for a brief moment before breaking through the sea's surface, entering the sea. The Devil Dragon Palace's headquarters was located at the bottom of the sea. After Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao entered the seabed, they discovered experts from the demon race and other races. Although the four-way sea was the headquarters of the Demon Dragon Palace, it didn't prohibit the entry of experts from other races. Therefore, many experts from the demon race and other races often entered the four-way sea. However, the human race and the devil race had always been at odds. Therefore, very few human experts entered the four-way seas. Of course, it wasn't that there were no humans. Some human merchant associations would often enter the four seas to buy and sell things. Just as Lu Yiping and Huang Xiaolong were about to head towards the underwater city, they sensed strong energy fluctuations ahead. Clearly, there were people fighting. Ancestor Shimi, hand over the Shimi Buddhist bead. The Shimi Buddhist bead belongs to my Shimi Buddhist sect, it is impossible for me to hand it over to you. Since that's the case, there's no need for you to leave the four seas. Following that, another wave of intense energy fluctuations came. Initially, Lu Yiping didn't want to pay attention to these fights, but the other party's conversation caught his attention. Earlier, when he went to the Guiyuan Sword School, Chu Tong wasn't there. Thus, Chu Tong went to see the Shimi Buddhist sect's ancestor. The Shimi Buddhist sect's ancestor was Chu Tong's good friend. Let's go take a look, Lu Yiping said. Then, he and Taurus Longjiao headed towards the direction of the fight. A short while later, they arrived at the scene. At the scene, an old man clad in a golden-red kasaya was besieged by several people. Without a doubt, the old man clad in the kasaya was the Shimi Buddhist sect's ancestor, Wuxia. The 4 people besieging Wuxia were clad in dark purple brocade robes. Devil chi roiled around their bodies, and on each of their robes, there was a strange image of a devil. Tuo Luo Dao. Judging from their attire, they were the Tuo Luo Dao's ancestors. The Tuo Luo Dao was a force second only to the Devil Dragon Palace in the Nether Prison. In the Nether Prison, the Lifeless Gate was ranked 3rd, below the Tuo Luo Dao. In terms of strength, the Tuo Luo Dao was much stronger than the Lifeless Gate. The Shimi Buddhist sect's ancestor, Wuxia, was a mid-stage world lord with a strength close to 30 million units. The 4 Tuo Luo Dao's ancestors weren't weak either, each of them had a strength close to 30 million units. After a short battle, Wuxia was at a disadvantage. Since Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao didn't conceal their auras, the 5 people at the scene saw Lu Yiping and Wuxia. The 5 people were surprised. One of the Tuo Luo Dao's ancestors attacked Wuxia while speaking to Lu Yiping and Wuxia, juniors, which sect are you 2 from? Didn't your elders warn you not to be curious? Sometimes, curiosity can lead to death. Taurus Longjiao laughed at Wuxia's words. Didn't your juniors tell you not to take advantage of your seniority? Otherwise, you can also lead to death. The 4 Tuo Luo Dao's ancestors were stunned. That Tuo Luo Dao's ancestor laughed loudly at Wuxia's words. His laughter was so loud that it shook the surrounding sea waves. Is it very funny? Taurus Longjiao asked with a smile. That Tuo Luo Dao's ancestor laughed, it is very funny. But in the next moment, his laughter stopped abruptly. Taurus Longjiao had pulled him over without him noticing. In the next second, Taurus Longjiao's palm slapped Tuo Luo Dao's ancestor, sending him spinning in circles on the spot. The other 3 Tuo Luo Dao's ancestors were shocked, stopping their attacks. Even the Shimi Buddhist sect's ancestor Wuxia stopped in his tracks. Just now, he couldn't see how the Golden Retriever's ancestor had captured Tuo Luo Dao's ancestor. Tuo Luo Dao's ancestor's strength was close to 30 million units, yet he couldn't even put up the slightest resistance. This Golden Retriever's ancestor was a late-stage world lord. Or peak late-stage world lord. After sending Tuo Luo Dao's ancestor spinning in circles on the spot, Taurus Longjiao slapped him again, sending him tumbling back to the other three ancestors. The four ancestors glared at Taurus Longjiao and Lu Yiping in shock and anger. What, you want to be slapped again? Taurus Longjiao snickered. Seeing this, the four ancestors didn't dare to linger any longer. The four of them sped away. After the four ancestors left, Shimi Buddhist sect's ancestor Wuxia stepped forward, greeting Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. Shimi Buddhist sect's Wuxia thanks two sirs for saving us. It's nothing. Lu Yiping said, you're Chu Tong's good friend. Wuxia was stunned for a second, then answered respectfully, Chu Tong and I have been good friends for many years, may I know who sirs are? Lu Yiping. Lu Yiping didn't conceal the truth. Wuxia nearly jumped out of his skin at Huang Xiaolong's words, quickly saying, so it's Saint Devil Master Lord Lu Yiping, Wuxia greets sirs. Wuxia bowed respectfully. What are you doing in the Four Directions Sea? Taurus Longjiao was curious. The Shimi Buddhist sect was located in the Jiutian's Great Void region, separated from the Four Directions Sea by who knows how many miles. Wuxia wouldn't appear here for no reason. Wuxia quickly explained, I received news that the Red Lotus Golden Buddha's body appeared in the Four Directions Sea, so I came to investigate, but I didn't expect to run into an expert from Tuo Luo Dao. That Tuo Luo Dao's ancestor is called Yu Kuan, he has a grudge with me many years ago. Oh, the Red Lotus Golden Buddha's body appeared? Lu Yiping was surprised. In ancient times, the Red Lotus Golden Buddha was one of the top 10 experts of the Myriad Gods era. Yes. Wuxia nodded, many experts have entered the Four Directions Sea in search of the Red Lotus Golden Buddha's body. Chapter 189. Who would have thought that little guy Red Lotus Buddha's golden body would appear? Taurus Longjiao sighed. The Red Lotus Buddha was one of the top 10 experts of the Myriad Gods era. He was also the Big Dipper Divine Palace's Palace Master's eldest disciple, and also Goddess Luo Shui's eldest senior brother. Hearing Taurus Longjiao call the Red Lotus Buddha a little guy, Shimi ancestor Wuxia was stunned. He muttered, moreover, there are rumors that the Big Dipper Divine Palace's Palace Master left a treasure map on the Red Lotus Buddha's golden body. Treasure map. Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao were surprised. Wuxia nodded, yes, the Big Dipper Divine Palace's treasure map. However, it's only half of the treasure map. It's said that the other half is with the Big Dipper Divine Palace's Palace Master's little brother, Goddess Luo Shui. Luo Shui. Lu Yiping and Wuxia were stunned. Although it's only half of the treasure map, it's enough to shake the various forces. Wuxia went on, now, the demonic beasts, Treants, and golden giants have all entered the Four Directions Seas. So that's the case. No wonder there were more demonic beasts and Treants in the Four Directions Seas. Even the rarely seen golden giants had appeared. The two chatted as they walked, and soon, they arrived at a city in front of them. The city in front of them was the famous Blue Crystal City of the Four Directions Seas. Many merchants from the human race would head to the Blue Crystal City when they entered the Four Directions Seas. Moreover, there were many merchants and organizations from the human race and other races that would set up branches in the Blue Crystal City. Lu Yiping and the other two entered the Blue Crystal City. The Blue Crystal City was bustling with activity, and experts from various races came and went. I heard that someone entrusted the Heavenly One Pavilion to auction off a Desolate Era artifact. Desolate Era artifact? That's impossible. Who would take out such a treasure to auction? The Heavenly One Pavilion has appraised it. It's an artifact from before the Desolate Era. It's said to be a stone similar to a silver ore. It's over 2 meters tall and extremely heavy. Only with the joint efforts of all the Heavenly One Pavilion's experts were able to move it. It can't be that exaggerated, right? Do we need all the big shots and overlords of the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion to move it? Some people discussed. Lu Yiping and Taurus Mountain's mountain rock. Stone. Only the stones of Mount Buzhou could have such a terrifying weight. Brother, did you just say that the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion wants to auction a stone similar to a silver mine? Lu Yiping walked over to the other party and threw a handful of heaven-grade spirit stones at them. When the other party received the heaven-grade spirit stones, they were all stunned. Someone didn't believe it and bit down on it. One word, toothache. After regaining their senses, they hurriedly got up and invited Lu Yiping and the other two to sit down. That's right, the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion will auction this silver ore 3 days later. One of them hurriedly said, I heard that other than this silver or stone, there is also an item from the primordial era. The Venerable One of the Ancient Era? Lu Yiping was stunned. Yes. That person nodded and said, some say it's a piece of jade worn by the Venerable One of the Ancient Era, some say it's a divine weapon refined by the Venerable One of the Ancient Era, and some say it's a cultivation technique manual of the Venerable One of the Ancient Era. That silver or stone should be a sacred mountain in the Desolate Era. Now, many experts of the Demonic Dragon Palace, Tualuo Path, Treant Tribe, and Golden Giant Tribe have come to the Blue Crystal City for that stone. Another person said, but I heard that the Red Lotus Buddha's golden body has also appeared. Recently, the 4 Seas hasn't been peaceful. The 4 Seas is the Devil Dragon Palace's territory. No one would dare to cause trouble in the 4 Seas, right? That's hard to say. If it's an ordinary treasure, no one would dare. But the Red Lotus Buddha's golden body is enough for everyone to take risks. Several people talked non-stop. Lu Yiping asked a few more questions and bid farewell to them. He left with Taurus Longjiao and Shumi ancestor Wuxia. After Lu Yiping left, one of them looked at Lu Yiping's figure and said, do you guys think that this person could be a Saint Devil Master? The rest of the group laughed. Brother, you're thinking too much. There are so many people wearing blue robes these days. Do you think you're lucky enough to run into a Saint Devil Master? One of them laughed. That's hard to say. That person laughed. If that person is really a Saint Devil Master, then these few pieces of heaven-grade spirit stones were touched by a Saint Devil Master. With the Saint Devil Master's divine aura, they would be priceless treasures in the future. Several people laughed. Lu Yiping didn't know that. After leaving, the 3 of them found a tavern and stayed there for the time being, waiting for the auction to start 3 days later. At the same time, they inquired about Jade-Faced Wolf Lord and the Red Lotus Buddha's golden body. Lu Yiping wondered if Jade-Faced Wolf Lord came to the 4 Seas because of the Red Lotus Buddha's golden body. Or perhaps, Jade-Faced Wolf Lord already knew about the appearance of the Red Lotus Buddha's golden body. Otherwise, he wouldn't have come to the 4 Seas last month. Also, what was the item that the Heavenly One Pavilion wanted to auction him? Lu Yiping was puzzled. While the 3 of them were waiting for the Heavenly One Pavilion's auction, news of Overlord-level experts entering the 4 Seas kept spreading. Some old monsters from the Saint Devil era and even the Heaven Battling era came out and entered the 4 Seas. The Heaven Battling City's people are here. When the news spread, the 4 Seas shook. It's the Heaven Battling City Lord, Lord Qi Yuan, and Lord Qi Ao Shi. Almost all of the Heaven Battling City's elders are here. Someone said excitedly. Heaven Battling City's Qi Yuan. Qi Zhan Tian's son, and also his only son. He was also an existence second only to Long Gang. Qi Yuan's arrival made the 4 Seas even livelier. But, Lord Qi Yuan didn't come in the Heaven Battling Divine War Chariot. Didn't you hear? The heaven-battling divine war chariot was flattened by the Saint Devil Master's ninth revolution war god. I heard that even the four wheels are crooked. The heaven-battling divine war chariot probably hasn't been repaired yet. It can't be, right? That heaven-battling divine war chariot had an array arranged by Lord Qi Zhantian. How could it be flattened? It's true that Lord Qi Zhantian arranged the array, but Lord Qi Ao sure hasn't broken through to the controller realm, so he couldn't display the array's power. If it was Lord Qi Yuan, the heaven-battling divine war chariot wouldn't have been flattened. In the Blue Crystal City, many people were discussing the heaven-battling divine war chariot's wheels. Some even said that Qi Yuan didn't leave the heaven-battling city just for the Red Lotus Golden Buddha body, but also for the Saint Devil Master. He wanted to fight the Saint Devil Master to protect the heaven-battling city's reputation. Hearing these discussions, Lu Yiping just smiled. More and more experts arrived in the Blue Crystal City. Nothing happened for 3 days. On the day of the auction, Lu Yiping and the other two left the inn early and came to the Heavenly One Pavilion for the auction. The square in front of the Heavenly One Pavilion's auction was filled with luxurious carriages. "It's you guys." When Lu Yiping and the other two arrived at the auction, they ran into the Tuo Luo Path's old ancestor Yukuan and the others. This time, Yukuan's group of 4 was respectfully following behind 2 old men. Seeing the 2 old men, Wuxia was shocked. The black-white double fiends. The black-white double fiends were the Tuo Luo Path's great ancestor-level masters, and also the overlords of the heaven-battling era. Yukuan whispered to the black-white double fiends last time. The black-white double fiends were surprised, and they looked at Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. Shen Jian will continue to write diligently. This book's results are not bad. Qidian's high-order subscriptions are close to 3,500. It seems that breaking 10,000 high-order subscriptions won't be a problem. However, the average number of subscriptions can't be raised. Many of you have subscribed to the first few chapters and then went to read the pirated version. 4:00 in the afternoon. This time, there were only 10 items up for auction. Although there were only 10 items, just the Rock of Mount Buzhou and the Ancient Era Sovereign's item were enough to attract experts from all over the world. Of course, the other 8 items were also rare treasures. The first item up for auction was an acquired spiritual treasure. In the end, it was won by the Traiant race's patriarch. The next item up for auction is the Phoenix Flute of the ancient Big Dipper Divine Palace's goddess Luo Shui. When the second item was up for auction, the host suddenly announced. "What, the Big Dipper Divine Palace's goddess Luo Shui's item?" Many people exclaimed. Who is goddess Luo Shui? Some people had never heard of her before. Goddess Luo Shui is the Red Lotus Buddha's junior sister, and according to the divine scripture, Goddess Luo Shui was a good friend of the Ancient Era Sovereign. An ancestral master explained. The crowd was in an uproar. Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao were stunned and they heard that the second item up for auction was Luo Shui's flute. At the same time, Lu Yiping's brows furrowed. Previously, he had found Luo Shui's broken misty sword in the Jiutian, and now it was the Phoenix Flute. Did something really happen to Luo Shui? At this time, an expert from the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion brought a flute onto the auction stage. The flute was 2 feet long, pure white without any impurities, and had a mesmerizing luster. On the flute's body, there was a fire phoenix pattern. Lu Yiping recognized that it was the Luo Shui's Phoenix Flute. The auctioneer continued, this Phoenix Flute was refined from a rare million-year jade core, and sealed within the flute is a fire phoenix with a pure bloodline. Everyone should know the value of a million-year jade core. Even if a friend who is not proficient in flute arts buys this flute and carries it with him, it will benefit him greatly. Moreover, this fire phoenix's strength is unknown, but since goddess Luo Shui is the Red Lotus Buddha's junior sister, this fire phoenix's strength must be astonishing. If one can control this flute, its strength will surpass many supreme-grade acquired spiritual treasures. The auctioneer's words caused another uproar. Everyone knew what it meant to surpass supreme-grade acquired spiritual treasures. In the number 1 VIP room, Long Zhongrui, the palace master of the demonic dragon palace, stared at the phoenix flute with fiery eyes and said, "This flute is mine." If he could refine the fire phoenix sealed within the flute, his dragon and phoenix true essence would fuse, and he would be able to break through to the controller realm. Our chief pavilion master obtained this phoenix flute from the eternal demon realm. The auctioneer said, "Our chief pavilion master went through many dangers to obtain this phoenix flute. Our chief pavilion master said that this flute will only accept heaven-grade spirit stones." Lu Yiping's eyes flickered. Eternal demon realm. Just as Long Zhongrui's extinction dragon kill was about to hit the room Lu Yiping was in, a giant fist imprint pierced through the air. This fist imprint emitted a spacetime light, and a terrifying time force swept out. Seeing this fist imprint, the Tualuo Path's black-white twin fiends exclaimed, "Divine Time Fist." What, Divine Time Fist? Everyone present was shocked. How could the Shumi divine sex experts know the old Devil Time's ultimate technique? The Divine Time Fist imprint shattered Long Zhongrui's extinction dragon kill in an instant, and then it roared as it flew towards the demonic dragon palace's guest room number 1. Watching the Divine Time Fist imprint rumbling towards the guest room, the demonic dragon palace's ancestors paled. "All of you, attack! Dragon Cave Wave!" The demonic dragon palace's ancestors bellowed, and they attacked at the same time as Long Zhongrui, pushing the demonic dragon force inside their bodies to the limit. As the demonic dragon palace's experts attacked, surging demonic dragon force condensed into a light wave. The light wave spun rapidly, forming a black hole in the middle. Destructive power emerged from the black hole, swallowing everything. Everything around the dragon cave wave was torn apart by the demonic dragon force, pulverizing everything. Although the demonic dragon palace did not send many people, every one of them was a world lord. Including the demonic dragon palace's palace lord Long Zhongrui, there were a total of 21 world lords. Some of them were early world lords, some were mid-stage world lords, and 2 of them were late-stage world lords. 21 world lords joined hands to attack, and the resulting power was boundless. Experts from various forces in the auction hall retreated in fear. The Divine Time Fist imprint collided with the demonic dragon palace's ancestors' dragon cave wave. Everyone watched as the Divine Time Fist imprint pierced through the destructive dragon cave wave. The Divine Time Fist imprint pierced through the black hole in the middle of the dragon cave wave, and the dragon cave wave collapsed. Dong! The Divine Time Fist imprint pierced through private room number 1. The demonic dragon palace's palace lord Long Zhongrui and one of the demonic dragon palace's ancestors were struck by the Divine Time Fist imprint. Long Zhongrui and the 21 world lords were sent flying through the auction hall, crashing into the square outside the auction hall. When Long Zhongrui and the others landed on the square, their vitality was fading away at an alarming speed. In the blink of an eye, they were reduced to withered corpses without a trace of vitality. Everyone was dumbfounded by the scene in front of them. The demonic dragon palace's palace lord Long Zhongrui and the 20 world lords of the demonic dragon palace had turned into dried corpses lying outside the auction hall. Dead? Someone in the crowd exclaimed in disbelief. The demonic dragon palace's palace lord Long Zhongrui died just like that. When everyone heard the starting price, they immediately quieted down. Even the Golden Giant tribe patriarch, who had just won the painting of the revered one, shook his head. In fact, no one was stupid. Everyone could sense that the stone didn't have any vitality, and even the Heavenly Inquiry Pavilion couldn't revive it. Even if they bid for it, it would be a dead stone. For a moment, no one spoke. 500 million. Lu Yiping said. Everyone looked at Lu Yiping's VIP room again. Previously, many people guessed that Lu Yiping didn't bid for the painting of the revered one because he didn't have enough money after bidding for the jade flute, but now it seemed that it wasn't the case. However, many people shook their heads. Obviously, they felt that it wasn't worth spending 500 million heaven-level spirit stones to bid for this stone. In the end, no one bid against Lu Yiping. The auction came to an end. When everyone walked out of the auction house, the corpses of the demonic dragon palace's palace master, Long Zongrui, and the others were still lying in the square outside. Who would have thought that even the monarch of the hell-suppressing godly kingdom would come for the appearance of the Red Lotus Golden Buddha? The hell-suppressing godly kingdom sent 4 batches of experts this time, including 400 realm lords. However, I heard that even the experts of the Star Ocean sect are here. Star Ocean sect? Are you talking about the Void Plains giant Star Ocean sect? That's right, it's the Star Ocean sect. The Star Ocean sect's experts are here on behalf of the hell-suppressing godly kingdom's monarch. It seems like the Holy Demon Lord had a grudge with the Star Ocean sect in the past. If the Star Ocean sect's experts come and meet the Holy Demon Lord, I wonder what will happen. When Lu Yiping and the other 2 were passing through a mountainous area, a group of experts in front of them were discussing the Void Plains Star Ocean sect. Wuxia's face changed when he heard that. There were more than 10 planes surrounding the Eternal Essence plane. Among these 10 planes, the Eternal Essence plane's strength could only be considered average. The Void plane was the most powerful plane among the dozens of planes in the vicinity. The Star Ocean Divine sect was one of the giants in the Void plane. In terms of strength, the Star Ocean Divine sect was stronger than the Kunpeng Divine sect in the 9 heavens, the Demon Dragon Palace in the Netherworld prison, and the hell-suppressing Divine Nation in the Divine Land. Wuxia did not expect the Star Ocean sect's experts to come to the Eternal Demon Realm. Oh, the Star Ocean sect. Taurus Longjiao's interest was piqued. He asked Wuxia, "You know about the Star Ocean sect?" He and Lu Yiping had not left the Holy Forest for many years. This was the first time they had heard of the Star Ocean sect. Wuxia quickly answered, "The Star Ocean sect is one of the strongest forces in the Void Plane. I heard that the Star Ocean sect's plane master alone has several thousand experts. No one knows how many plane masters there are. The strongest is the Star Ocean sect's great ancestor. He's an expert on the God list. The Star Ocean sect's strength is much stronger than the Kunpeng Divine sect, Demon Dragon Palace, and Hell-suppressing Godly Kingdom. I wonder how many experts the Star Ocean sect has sent this time." Wuxia said carefully, "Back when the Holy Demon Lord entered the Void Plane, he had a conflict with the Star Ocean sect. It seems that many people from the Star Ocean sect died." Taurus Longjiao laughed, "Oh, God list experts. That sounds interesting." Wuxia said, "The God list includes the 100 strongest experts from Hengyuan, Void Plane, Western Blue, and the rest of the 17 planes. Then, does anyone from Hengyuan have on the God list?" Lu Yiping asked. Wuxia mumbled, "Hengyuan doesn't have any experts on the God list. Hengyuan was so big, but no one could enter the divine list." This was quite embarrassing. Even the Jiutian, Netherworld, and Divine Land don't have anyone on the God list? Taurus Longjiao asked. Wuxia nodded. Back then, Lord Qi Zhantian and the Holy Demon Lord were both experts on the God list. However, after Lord Qi Zhantian and the Holy Demon Lord, no one else has been able to enter the God list. Taurus Longjiao chuckled, what's the ranking on the god list? Will I be able to enter the god list if I kill one of them? Wuxia almost choked. The number of experts from the 17 planes was as vast as the galaxy. Chapter 196. Still not enough. Lu Yiping shook his head. Everyone was stunned. Long Gang, Meng Fuding, and Duan Hong's faces sank. At this time, a person walked out from the void. How about I join in? He took a step forward, and his momentum surged. Layers of starlight filled the eternal demon domain sky, illuminating it with starlight. Strands of world laws intertwined around it. The number of world laws had reached 570,000 strands. 570,000 strands. That was more than twice the number of Long Gang. Even Meng Fuding, who had 310,000 strands of world laws, paled in comparison. Everyone was shocked. This one is the Star Sea Divine Sex Wang Haitao. The newcomer came to Meng Fuding's side and introduced himself. It was another Star Sea Divine Sect's ancestor. This time, the Star Sea Divine Sect had sent 2 sovereigns. Wang Haitao. He's the Star Sea Divine Sect's godchild's senior brother. Someone exclaimed. A commotion broke out. Indifferent, Wang Haitao looked at Lu Yiping and asked, "Do you think the 4 of us aren't enough?" Lu Yiping didn't say anything. His momentum surged, and heaven and earth shook. The ground quaked, and cracks appeared in the void. Lightning flashed and thunder rumbled in the sky. Shocking lightning dragons roiled in the air, and a sea of divine lightning covered every inch of the eternal demon domain sky in the blink of an eye. Then, a towering figure appeared behind Lu Yiping. This figure wasn't the heavenly emperor's physique. Instead, it was shrouded in lightning. Above its head was the eternal demon domain sky, and its face couldn't be seen clearly. It held a giant lightning hammer in its hand. The hammer was formed from numerous lightning dragons. The terrifying might of the lightning god swept across heaven and earth. Everyone was shocked. Is that the ancient lightning god? Someone exclaimed. No, it looks like the lightning ancestor's incarnation. An ancestor who cultivated enlightening arts said in a trembling voice. Lightning ancestor. The lightning ancestor. After heaven and earth split apart, the lightning ancestor was the lightning ancestor's incarnation. At the same time, he was also the origin of heaven and earth's lightning. When this incarnation of the lightning ancestor appeared, space began to rumble. The golden dragon behind Long Gang actually began to crumble apart, and the stars behind Meng Fuding and Wang Haitao began to fall to the ground. The chief sovereign of light behind Duan Hong also began to crumble apart. Lu Yiping snorted coldly. His snort was like thunder, exploding in the sky. Behind him, the lightning ancestor's incarnation suddenly smashed down with its giant lightning hammer. As the mountain-like lightning hammer came crashing down, a violent airflow swept out, surging, and attacking the surrounding heaven and earth. Many mountain ranges were bombarded by this violent airflow until they were on the verge of collapsing. Long Gang, Meng Fuding, Wang Haitao, and Duan Hong all felt the aura of death as they watched the mountain-like lightning hammer smash down. The 4 of them were shocked and attacked almost at the same time. Great Wisdom Vajra Dragon Fist. Long Gang attacked with all his might. A huge fist mark flew out along with a huge golden dragon. Limitless Astral Divine Fist. Meng Fuding and Wang Haitao simultaneously used the Star Sea Divine Sex Supreme technique. The Limitless Astral Divine Fist was not only the Star Sea Divine Sex Supreme technique, but it was also one of the top 100 techniques of the 17 world surfaces. Wherever the Divine Fist passed, the starry sky was filled with stars, and a giant star god condensed. Light gathered behind Duan Hong, making him look like a bright sun, bursting with radiance as he punched out. Radiance Purification Fist. Radiance energy surged forward like a tidal wave, unstoppable. Moreover, the lightning chi in the air became denser. A tall mountain covered in flames and lightning appeared in front of Lu Yiping and the others. When did this thunder volcano appear? Taurus Longjiao asked. When he and Lu Yiping came to the divine land, they didn't remember seeing this thunder volcano. This thunder volcano should have appeared more than 200,000 years ago. Du Dalai explained, my master already had it when he was cultivating in seclusion at the thunder volcano. My master said that the lightning chi in the magma at the bottom of the thunder volcano was too dense. It mutated and blasted open the ground, causing magma to spurt out continuously, gradually forming this thunder volcano. When they arrived at the thunder volcano, there were already many snow-listening divine nations' disciples gathered in front of it. There were also some from the surrounding divine nations. Chapter 200. Just as Lu Yiping's group arrived, another group of experts arrived. These experts were clad in scarlet robes with a flame embroidered on their chests. It's the Scarlet Flame Divine Sect. When the surrounding disciples saw the newcomers, they quickly stepped aside with fear on their faces. The Scarlet Flame Divine Sect was the largest sect in the snow-listening divine nation. Moreover, they had a deep relationship with the snow-listening divine nation's royal family. The Scarlet Flame Divine Sect's leading young man was arrogant as he led the group of Scarlet Flame Divine Sect's experts over. He said to Scarlet Flame Zhongzhong, the sect chief said that the country lord is looking for that kind of tree block. When the lightning volcano erupts, watch carefully and see if there's any chance of that tree block being ejected. The group of Scarlet Flame Divine Sect's experts complied respectfully. Du Dalai frowned. The snow-listening divine nation's country lord was also here for the tree block in his hand. Lu Yiping's expression remained calm. While everyone was waiting, the lightning volcano suddenly shook violently. Everyone saw flames rising from the lightning volcano's crater as lightning crisscrossed. In the next moment, lava spewed out from the volcano's crater like a flood. Taurus Longjiao suddenly reached out and took out a piece of golden metal from the lava. This piece of metal was the size of a palm, emitting a golden glow and emitting faint lightning flames. Taurus Longjiao laughed, I didn't expect there to be lightning flame golden rock under the lightning volcano. Lightning flame golden rock was one of the most important materials for forging postnatal spiritual treasures. In the distance, the Scarlet Flame Divine Sect's disciples saw the lightning flame golden rock in Taurus Longjiao's hand. Their eyes burned with passion as they said to the leading young man, Senior Brother Zhao, look, it's the lightning flame golden rock. The leading young man, Zhao Tianyu, also had a burning gaze when he saw the lightning flame golden rock in Taurus Longjiao's hand. He said, I didn't expect this big guy to be so lucky to find a piece of lightning flame golden rock. Taurus Longjiao threw the lightning flame golden rock to Du Dalai. Du Dalai was stunned when he caught the lightning flame golden rock. He asked, Lord Shaojin, you're giving it to me? Taurus Longjiao laughed and said, this thing is useless to me and my master. What, you don't want it? Du Dalai looked at Jade-faced Wolf Lord. Jade-faced Wolf Lord smiled and said, since Lord Shaojin is giving it to you, just accept it. Only then did Du Dalai dare to accept it. He then bowed and thanked Taurus Longjiao. The thunder volcano shook violently again, and magma gushed out from the crater once again. This time, there was even more magma gushing out, and lightning flashed incessantly. "It's the blue flame lightning pearl," a disciple of the Crimson Flame Divine sect said excitedly when he saw the pearls flickering with blue flames in the lava. The blue flame lightning pearl could be used to refine pills. It could be consumed directly to temper one's body and increase one's divine power. It was comparable to many transcendent-grade divine pills. The Scarlet Flame Divine sect's Zhao Tianyu was overjoyed. Just as he was about to make a move, Taurus Longjiao's hand reached out and sucked all the blue flame lightning beads into Taurus Longjiao's hand. Zhao Tianyu's hand missed, and he looked at Taurus Longjiao with an ugly expression. Taurus Longjiao ignored the Crimson Flame Divine sect's Zhongzhong's gaze and threw the blue flame lightning pearls to Du Dalai. Du Dalai was dazed when he caught the blue flame lightning pearls. These blue flame lightning pearls were worth more than the lightning flame golden rock. Jade-faced Wolf Lord laughed, "These things, Lord Shaojin and Lord Lu don't lack them. You can keep them." Lu Yiping glanced at the delighted Zhao Tianyu and said, "I need a pool of Spring of Life." Currently, the Rainbow Gourd Vine needed 2 bowls of Spring of Life every day, which was why he needed it urgently. To him, the Spring of Life was much more important than the Sun Fusang tree block. PFFF. When Jade-faced Wolf Lord heard that Lu Yiping wanted a pool of Spring of Life, he nearly spat out the drop of Star Chaos water he drank yesterday. Every expert of the Hanyuan Plains super forces knew what the Spring of Life was. "What did you say? You want a pool of Spring of Life?" Zhao Tianyu was stunned for a moment before he glared at Lu Yiping. "Are you making fun of me?" Taurus Longjiao looked at the enraged Zhao Tianyu and said, "Making fun of you? Who do you think you are? Why would my master need to make fun of you? If you don't have the Spring of Life, then scram." Zhao Tianyu was even more enraged when he heard this. He glared at Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao and said in a low voice, "Good, very good." Then, his gaze landed on Du Dalai and he said, "Thunder Prince Du Dalai, right? We will meet again." You're tuning into the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.